starting the broadcast here. Forgot.
Wisdom check 15-19. That is a fail. I always fail my first rolls. It doesn't matter what it is. Next time, give me something less consequential. Thank you.
Okay, so during this whole trek, you haven't found anything. You've avoided. There's been some snakes and some other critters, and you notice the city's coming alive a bit, in a sense. You hear crickets and creatures calling out as darkness comes down, and it seems the city kind of kicks it up a notch. You guys get to this sort of main intersection. It's probably about 50 feet wide, this avenue. It's not as big as the main one down below. But this one's fairly large. As you can see, there's like neighborhoods that are dissected. The city was actually well planned out and very well engineered. And you're finishing your sweep and coming back around. You didn't see anything out of the ordinary. As I said, you do see tracks, however, once the jungle tends to cover up a lot of stuff, but you do see there's bugbear tracks and other humanoid tracks. And this might have been a patrol route or something. There's a group has gone through here, you estimate, within the last day. And they didn't really try to hide the fact. Like, they seem to just kind of tromp through. So you're not sure. You estimate they're bugbears with some tasloi. And you get around to this side. And you're just completing your sweep. Get one more wisdom roll. Oh, and by the way, everybody roll a 100-sided die, please. Tell me if you get a 5 or less.
A 5% or less?
Yeah. Wow, did you just roll 100?
I did.
That's considered a 0-0. The way my homebrew, a 0-0 is always a win. Hadron gives you a little whistle. And Hadron, you see
Harden.
a shape. Harden. You see a shape, and it's in the swamp area here. And it's flirted through behind some trees and kind of disappeared from view, but you saw...
Sorry, where was that? All my stuff was in the way.
Something was crossing like the last stable area, and it was skirted across really fast. And it's... I'm just going to quickly give you this map, and it's a bit abstract, this map. You'll have to bear with me. It's just the best I could find for this occasion. But this is how it sort of looks. Oh, wait a minute. I have to get something ready here a minute. Oh, no, I think I have it all prepped. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we should have Fairborn, Carl, and Harden here, right?
Yeah, it doesn't center automatically, and so I get lost here in the fucking roll 20. And that slider is like, the most inaccurate slider in the world. Yeah, okay.
Oh, wait, I gotta turn on the DMC's all. Now, you saw that this figure had left from this building right here. Actually, I better stop share. This figure had come from this building and had somehow Carl had missed it or whatever.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I'm as about it. I know. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that out loud. But...
And the figure last saw it cross the water. There was kind of a ford here, some rubble, that this thing skipped across really quick, but it moved so quietly and so quickly that Carl was kind of looking the other way, but Harden saw it. Harden was like, hey, you see that? You hear some deep croaking noises coming from the swamp. Like this is sort of this whole map area is sort of an area that's transitioning between the streets into the swamp. Hence the lots of water runes.
Well, Hardin will, of course, relay that information the best he can, being something quick over there.
What was it?
Not sure. A skit across the water.
All right. Let's keep our senses peeled, huh?
And you were going this direction. Now it's a bit abstract because upper is kind of east. So you guys were kind of heading this way. And you were along the edge of the swamp in the hard area. In the city proper. So it's your call. I mean, you can investigate and follow up, or you didn't see it though, Carl, and Hardin did see, a small shape. It was humanoid. It might have been a Tasloi, but they didn't seem. This thing moved really fast.
So we were probably sighted. I've got really no interest in moving back or chasing something in a wild goose chase at the end of the day, when soon the light's going to be so bad that we can't see fuck all. And if we're tracking amphibians, don't even expect infravision to help much.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Now here's these deep croaks again. Some that you don't. Yeah, you're just like, that's a big frog.
Pull back.
So yeah, you guys begin to pull back, and you hear a kind of a weird screech. It almost reminds you of like a kind of a bird squawk sound, and it seems to be in just a kind of a shout, and it came from the direction Hardin said the thing went. You guys have time or whatever. You guys are like, look at each other. It's like,
We're pulling back. So
Okay.
for every single encounter that we've had in this entire bloody jungle has been an ambush, and I'm not about to walk into the middle of a fucking dark swamp chasing squawks right now.
Nope.
We're gonna pull back.
But you're just about to pull back, and you see this small thing come running into your sight, into your line of sight. Just it's a sort of shadowy and whatnot, but in the open, it looks like about the size of a child, probably about 4.5, 5 feet tall. This thing, and its feet appear to be those of like maybe a chicken or something, and it can run really fast and it motors. I don't know if you ever seen like finches or something, or sparrows running on the ground, quails. They motor, and this little guy goes flying, but even as it's doing that, you hear these barking ribbits really close by, and this large red frog creature, kind of half human, half frog. It's a bullywug. I think you guys have encountered them before. Comes flying out of the darkness, like in this huge leap. It was probably chasing it or whatever. And we have to roll surprise now to see if I'm going to give you guys benefit of the doubt, because these guys were occupied.
Wait, why do we have to roll surprise if we can see them?
Well, because there's more and it's dark, and they can jump really far.
All right. Well, the Ranger's only surprised one time out of 6, and surprise is 3 and 6, but
Yeah.
here we go. I'll go ahead and make that roll if you don't. 3.
Right. So you guys actually
We're
you
not
surprised them in this instance, because they're occupied. These creatures are really sensitive, whatnot. They're rarely surprised. But you see that there's more of these creatures come bounding, and they're chasing this thing. They might have are hunting it, or perhaps they were just bad luck for this creature.
Hey, pause just for one moment.
Mhm.
I know that we're running live here. Eric just texted me and asked me if I was up and around. I want to tell him I'm in a game, but do you want him to run Fairborn? Maybe. I mean, do you want me to throw that at him or just?
Yeah, unless Kyle was. I don't know if Kyle's busy, but we're gonna get back to them pretty soon and whatnot. He's welcome to join, of course. We can find him a spot.
Give me 1 second. I'm responding to him really quickly.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I kind of forgotten about that. We should have. We were talking about that earlier. Oh, sorry, Kyle. Yeah. Oh, the dog's like, hey. So this little thing comes running, and this large bullywug comes bounding out of the darkness and kind of interception course. And you hear kind of croaks as there probably are a few more behind or in the vicinity catching up. They apparently haven't really even seen, well, they would see you now as they ran. Well, this thing's going to try run across the forward and escape. It's really quick, and we'll see if this bullywug can hit it, though. I'll just roll. You guys won, though. You first get to act. So you just see this bullywug come in, gets ready to bound, and it's going to jump at her. And they can jump quite a ways. And the way this thing jumped into your line of sight, it must have jumped 30, 40 feet. So
once again, it's a little unclear. There was this thing, with the bird feet, and not much else we really know about him, but being chased by a bullywug, or more than one bullywug.
Yeah, he might have, whatever it was, might have seen you and took off north, and then probably ran into some bullywugs.
And then is now turning around and coming back towards us.
Might be panicking or something. Might be, you're not sure, but you don't think it's like bait or something, because these bullywugs seem to be targeting the beam.
Buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Darren, can I get you to do me a solid just so I can see what's going on the map and give me like code control on one of these tokens just so I can see?
Oh, okay. Of course.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm only getting a black map. I apologize if I seem like I'm out of it, dude. I just ate, and every time I eat right now, it's making me really bad sick to my stomach. I don't know why.
So, even your dog's feeling bad about that. You can see her over there.
Yeah, I'm not feeling real well right now, so I'm trying to just kind of plug along. I just took a pill to see if I could settle it down a little bit. I'm hoping it works.
Okay. Well, just let us know or whatever, or if you have to lay down or whatever, just.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know.
Understand.
I'm going to try to plug through if I can.
Well, that's all right. Eirik just texted me as well and asked if anything was free. I invited him to go ahead and I don't know if he's going to. I said we're in a game right now, but I invited him to come and join in if he wants to. If you want to hand that paladin over to him, if he does pop in too, you know what I mean? Like we'll handle it either way.
That's fine. I mean, that's cool. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm trying to fight going to the doctor over it because she's an imbecile.
Do you have that flu going on, or is it something else?
Anyway, but no, keep going, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with that. I just realized that the map was completely black.
So that situation, Carl and Harden, and this thing seems to be terrified. Absolutely terrified. Like it might have just panicked coming back this way.
Right.
Because it's just running full out. There's a couple feathers come out from. It's wearing clothes, but it seems to have feathers sort of come off it as it's running. And you're like, so we got frog guys and we got chicken guys.
All right. Well, we know beyond any shadow of a doubt that bullywugs are not our friends.
No, and they eat anything too. They're probably.
Just question. Would Harden know what a bullywug is? Carl would have a good reason to because of being a ranger, but
you wouldn't know the particulars. But we have to give a name
my
to this
character's
thing.
not even there. So.
Yeah, it's half frog, half human. So, hey, Eric, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. I wanted to just sit in and watch. Also, Ian mentioned something about.
Hey, Eric, if you want to, we've got a couple of PCs that are lying around that don't have anybody to use them right now. If you want to jump in and play,
I'd love to. You mentioned that there was a paladin.
Yeah, he can take over X if he wants. And then, speaking of which, Darren, if you don't mind, I'm going to make my system shock roll for our last rest and see if I can get back on my damn feet while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
And I'll wait for a break to tell you what I roll.
Roger. Let me think a minute. Well,
Whatever.
Kyle, you're taking Fairburn, right?
Yeah, I'll take Fairborn. And if he wants to take X, Fairborn is the paladin.
Yeah, but
right?
X is not here.
Where's
this
X
particular
at?
spot?
Right, like we have an encounter happening right now.
Yeah, I'll take. If Eric wants to take Fairborn, he can. I'll take X because I'm already dealing with everything else.
Yeah, but like I was saying, X is not even present.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we'll eventually get back to Stephanus and X, and I'll just take.
I
X
didn't mean to cut you out though, Kyle, of this.
Yeah, I'll just take X when he gets back if Eric wants to take Fairborn.
I see.
Cool, that works. Fairborn is a paladin. We are. I don't know what level he is, like 5th.
And by the way, while we've got to stop, Darren, the dice gods finally smile on me after 3 days. I'll be eligible to get up and walk around again.
Okay, so they can heal you up.
So,
okay.
Stephanus is finally back on his feet.
Well,
anyhow, with 3 hit points.
I'm just gonna. It's the same roll 20, Eric, as the Enbod's room. And if you want to hop in there, I'll give you control of why don't I have Tyreth here?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing. I just didn't say anything.
Hold on, let me. Well, because you had control, so let me get that character. I'm not sure why I had that.
Whatever we need to do, too.
Yeah. Yes, this is like a fairly powerful character, and I don't know where that character went.
You know what? I'm going to mute myself while I'm not playing because I'm also paying attention partially to the football game, and I don't want to have a bunch of me screaming at the Jaguars to beat the shit out of the Pats on your channel.
Thank you. That's breaking.
Yes, thank you for that. I'm just trying to find a copy of Fairborn. Hold on, give me. Oh, there he is. And I'll give you control of this character. It'll take me a minute here to sort this out. You just came in to do counter where they were doing a little routine perimeter check without armor on and stuff. You guys were scouting out around your hideout. They're hiding in this old ruined city, by the way.
Hey, Darren, you had Tyrath on there so I could see the map in the battle.
Oh, okay. That's why. So I can give you back if you want to keep an eye out. Let's see here. Eric,
yeah, I'd like to be able to see because I hear what you're describing, but I can't see where they're actually standing.
Can you please send me a new link to that Roll20? I can't find it for some reason.
Okay. Just looking for your name, but yeah, I don't see it. Hold on. Okay, it's right here. Hold on. Save. Oh no.
Meanwhile, I can catch him up on what's going on very briefly if you want, just to save you from having to have 2 conversations at the same time.
Yeah, you bet.
We are in a jungle, an abandoned and a wretched jungle city, all stone, and it's been taken over for 100 years by the jungle, slowly reclaimed, and we're hot on the track of a couple of our friends who have been kidnapped. We don't know by who or what, but they've gone missing in the middle of this city is it's all full of hostiles as far as we know. And so we're just, our spellcasters are all out of spells. We need healing. Some of our guys need healing, some of us don't, but myself, I'm a ranger. Hardin here is with us. He's a dwarven warrior. And Fairborn, who you'll be taking over, is a paladin of, I'm not sure what level, 5th, 6th, maybe. I actually don't know. But
Fairborn is 6th level, I think.
6th level paladin.
Yeah. He's quite strong.
What level is Hardin?
5th?
5th.
5th. At 5th level dwarven warrior, and then myself, 7th level ranger. And we are on a perimeter check just to help secure it for because we've got our spellcasters that are resting. We've got a cleric there, a magic user, and 2 magic users. Actually,
and Hardin, that roll you made, like that 5%, was basically the only chance you had to see the thing, right? Else it would have seen you, and the adventure would have gone a bit of a different way. just to let you know, it's kind of like I was like, oh, he made the roll. So you saw it, and that's why you spooked it, and it ran off. And then it ran into trouble.
Right. So at this present point, we're walking right into we spooked something, and it ran out into the swampy, overgrown area, and then turned around and started coming back towards us, and it's being chased by a bullywug, or more than one actually, probably. So that's right where we're at right now.
Okay. Can I get the classes and names of the characters again, please?
Well, I just need you to join. Okay, are you EE Pedraig?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I needed. I was waiting for that. Then I can. Why? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to give you control of Fairborn. So, and I'm just looking for your character. What was your character's name in Inbod? Might be under that.
Somos.
What was that?
Somos.
Right. For some reason, it's not showing me your name. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulty here. I have to do it this way. Edit. There we go. There, I found you. I did it backwards. My bad.
It's all right.
Now, if you go into Journal, you should have access to Fairborn.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'll now give you control of his token. Okay, I'll try this actually, see if this works. Can you control that token now?
Okay, it took me a little while to find where the map was. Yep, I got it.
All right, excellent. And he should have. Why is it not showing his hit points and stuff? That's odd. Is it showing when you highlight him? Can you see his little circles? Mine's not doing it for me here.
Yeah, I see a circle.
What the heck? No, I meant like hard and highlight him. I can see his hit points and stuff. Sorry about this, guys. A little technical problem here. It's not giving me the options to do that.
Oh shit! Am I wounded? I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm down in hit points right now, aren't I? Well, good. Galvanizes.
Well, for now, I'm going to leave it for now. You're going to Fairborn has. You can go into his character and get your own hit points and whatnot, and AC and whatnot. I have to take the sweater off. Hold on.
Yeah. Give me a second to select spells.
What spells your paladin?
Okay, so we ready to get going here?
You don't get spells in D&D?
Sorry, Eric, you're really quiet. I got to turn you up. Or
oh, wait a second. No, my mic's like 10 miles away from me. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. You bet.
So paladins don't get spells in first edition?
Not till later. Not till they're like
ninth.
Yeah, 8th or 9th. Yeah, 9th level or something like that.
Sure.
And they get a few. You have a couple abilities. Like you'll have like a lay on hands. You automatically exhume a protection from evil 10-foot radius around you constantly, which is powerful effect. It gives everybody bonuses on their ACs and saving throws and stuff.
Oh yeah.
If they're close enough to you, of course. You have to stay pretty unit for that effect. So usually you're in the middle front so that you can. You're paladin as well, so you always lead from the front. You want to always go in there and.
Oh yeah, I've played paladins before.
Yeah. Okay. And so what happened now is over here. There's this little person for want of better terms, that appears to have some feathers and chicken feet or bird feet, let's say, and it moves really fast. But these bullywugs move really fast as well because they just jump, they leap, 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 and they can cover a couple hundred feet in a round. In some cases, they can really motor. You guys got a surprise round though on them. So you have one segment, free segment, to act before we roll initiative because they'll spot you eventually. They're going to run into you. In their momentum will carry them onto the water in the fjord. So here you guys are, and you guys were sort of ready. You're not really hiding. You're kind of in the open a bit, because you were just kind of creeping forward, and then you were like, when that thing took off, you kind of said, "Well, we should bug out of here." And you're going to backtrack, and then you started to turn around, and this thing came back.
Right. How do you want to do our order of like declaration? I don't want to just chime in.
Yeah, let me just remove. Now, you guys know the routine, how to highlight your character and then hit initiative when it comes to that eventually.
I'm still. Oh yeah.
And I can add you if you have difficulties. Let me know. You just highlight your person and then go into your character sheet and hit the initiative. Should work. So we'll give it a try. But you guys do have a segment to act.
I don't have a character sheet though.
For Carl?
Oh yeah, there he is. Fucking hell. Sorry, I've been using my PDF, which I have a copy of for Carl currently. So sorry about that.
Is that all clear?
I have no equipment.
Oh, oh, I apologize for that. Yeah, let me look at your character a minute.
No equipment, no armor, no shield, no nothing.
Well, he's not wearing armor right now because you guys are scouting.
Right, no, I understand that.
But he does have plate mail. Plate mail +1, I think, in fact.
And a magical shield as well, I believe.
And he's got a magical shield. He's and his sword does it have a sword there? Oh, man. That doesn't even have your weapons. Oh, okay, that's too bad. Because you have a flame tongue blade. That's why your to-hit bonus is so huge. You're +6 to hit because you got a +3 flame tongue. And that thing's +6 against cold creatures, I think. It's powerful. And just so you know, you have +9 to your damage bonus. Yikes. You guys have some tough characters. Wow.
Hey, that flame brand ought to give us a little light and probably scare the hell out of a bullywug.
So I'll just add you guys here. Just so we have a turn order thing, but we'll roll. You guys roll once for initiative. You don't all roll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. There's something wrong with that token of Fairborn. I can't even add it to the turn order. It's broken. That token's broken. It's weird. Anyway, so Fairborn, we'll just have to deal with it as it comes. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm going to assume, I'll just go ahead and jump on that then. I'm going to assume that I had my bow at the ready, even though I don't have a target acquired and, not like drawn back, you know what I mean? But if we're scouting like that, so I probably had the bow ready. And if I can, as we see that creature being pursued with the feathers and the claws, but then immediately upon seeing the bullywugs chasing it, I think I can put 2 and 2 together really quickly, and I'd like to get an arrow launched off on a bullywug. That's the thing that's following them. Yep,
there's this big red one comes flying out, and it's about to launch and try to intercept this thing as it's running toward the ford.
I want to get an arrow on it if possible, even 2, or if there's more than one, I'll split the arrows up.
Actually, that scale is a bit off, but that's not bad. Each one of these are 5 feet, these squares. That's pretty close, actually. So yeah, it's easily within range. Let her rip. And anyone else want to act during their surprise round?
Yeah, definitely.
What is the range, by the way? Because there would be a modifier for both.
It's about 60 feet.
Okay.
Actually, pretty close there. It's dark out though, so it's
right.
like
So I'm going to have
there's-
+1 to hit them, unless you want to modify that for the lighting. Sorry.
no, because you could see this one pretty clearly. You can put an arrow in it. You figure. Anyone else want to use this? You have one segment of surprise. You can initiate an attack or a spell or something.
No, I only got kind of a one-shot crossbow anyway, so I'll just pull out my shield and axe and be ready.
I'll move.
Yeah, you don't really have a missile weapon, Fairborn. So you could spend this time crossing the water if you want to advance. You could easily cross the ford and be right there.
I'm going to stay fairly close to the group, though, but I want to hang out up front. The sheet doesn't say anything about lay on hands, but I'm sure I could use this opportunity to do that for someone.
Let's wait until we
If it's needed, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so your arrow, go ahead, fire.
I'm not sure what armor class I'm rolling at, but I will roll my dice. And there is a whopping 7, which means I hit armor class 7. Oh, sorry, I got +1 to hit, so an 8, which means I hit armor class 6.
It has armor class 5.
Fantastic.
So your arrow has a tough pelt, and they have bits of harnessing and stuff on these bullywugs. They do use weapons. They actually have spears. Okay. But this one bounds into the room, so you missed the arrow. Anyone else move? So you just advanced a little forward, Fairborn and Harden. What's your plan?
I'll close up the front line with them.
I'll let that second arrow go when I get a chance as well. If I don't see a second bullywug, I'll fire again at the same one.
Yeah, I guess this is a surprise segment, so go ahead, fire.
All right, let's see if I can miss everyone. Yes! Even lower, missed.
Twing, twing. And
I have not made one successful die roll this entire session.
Now we roll initiative. So, for the parties. So,
somebody else want to do that? My dice rolling sounds so hard.
Ian, how does it
Sorry,
feel?
Carl. I absorbed all the luck in the virtual room for that 100.
Hey, no problem.
I rolled a 6 for the little critter.
Somebody else roll, please.
And I rolled a 5 for the bullywug.
We got a 6.
Oh, indeed. So simultaneously you're acting with the small critter, and it just seems to be panicking. It's running right at you guys, like sprinting right on, and it just sees you at the last second. It was looking over its shoulder the whole time so intently. This bullywug lands right where it was. It just won the initiative and scoots out of the way as this thing lands. And this thing's super fast, this little bird thing, whatever it is. It's motoring, and it just slips out of this creature's... Well, actually, we'll see. Holy, is he motoring. Holy, that bird thing is motoring. His feet are just trucking, and he's hitting, like, his footwork is brilliant as he just skims across the ford, and Fairborn's are sitting in front of him. And now you see this thing looks up at you, and you swear you're looking into the face of, like, kind of a mix between a human and a bird. There's a large prominent beak that's kind of been flattened a bit. It's not sticking out too far. It's sort of flat and whatnot back, and large bird-like eyes that are sort of on the side of its head, not right in the predatory position, but more on the sides of its head, and hence it wasn't looking straight ahead apparently, and didn't see you till the last second. And it sees you, and this thing tries to jump up and flaps its arms, and you can see now that it's not completely covered in feathers. It's part of its face has got like kind of human skin perhaps, and its feet are bird feet, and it's got a few feathers sticking out of its arms, and it tries to flap over top you, Fairborn. Completely clear you.
I don't want that to happen here. Let's see here. I don't have any weapon proficiencies either. I don't know if this guy has unarmed combat. I'm assuming not, though.
Right. This thing, yeah, it's not even armed, this critter, and it's pretty small. You figure it's about 4.5 feet tall and really light, slim. And you haven't seen anything like it before. You're like, what the heck? Some third person thing.
Dice roller here.
Now you see a bunch of these bullywugs jump bounding on the other side of the waterway. And you guys won initiative, so they're jumping at you guys.
Well, at least
and they can jump really far. You've seen them come out of nowhere, just land, and then they tense, and then they jump. You guys won initiative, so they're going to bounce, attack you guys, it looks like. Now, you can brace yourself in this instance, of course. You can ready a move.
Yeah, I'll do that. If the flying guy wants to get away for right now, and he's
hey, the red one jumps at you, and you guys can act now. You can, I guess, Carl, you've got your bow out still. But you do see there's
my falchion.
Yeah, there's at least 3 more come bouncing into the sight.
Well, I'm sorry, not falchion, longsword. I apologize.
Oh, you pull out your sword?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set my bow down, move away from it a few feet, and pull out my sword.
Okay, these creatures come bounding onto the shore.
Am I able to hold my swing for when one's close enough that I can thwack it?
Yeah, in fact, you'll get, as it jumps at you, it has to get through your attack.
Oh, fun, cool.
Yeah.
I don't mean the little one. I mean the big ones. The little one doesn't seem to be a danger.
No, and it wasn't. It seems to just be panicking. But it is wearing items of clothing and whatnot, so it's not like an animal. It's smart enough to wear clothing, I guess, or whatever. Maybe barely. And so these creatures all jump at you guys, and they just jump right over the waterway, like going nothing. 2 of them go at Fairborn, 1 at each at Carl and Hardin. And you guys are braced and ready, and you're readying your attack, so you guys get your first attack. Hardin will start with you on the right. There's a green one that jumps at you, and this one's got a spear in its hand. He's like coming forward to jab you. How long is your weapon? Actually, this thing will get first attack because of its spear. I'm afraid. Oh,
That'll probably hit.
Yeah, you're not wearing your armor right now, right?
And just my +1 shield and whatever I get from Fairburn.
Roger. Let me have a quick look here. So that is 1 die, 6 damage. 2 points damage, but it's doubled when they jump, when they do their charge.
Oh,
so
no.
4, yeah, only 4, but I could have rolled a 6, so it would have been 12 damage. But yeah, when they do in that jump move, they get double damage, it says here. So he comes in with a spear and missed, or slices a bit of, you're used to your armor, so you just kind of like, "Arr," but he cut me, you little bastard. And your Warhammer's a blur.
Or at the battle axe, yeah. So am I able to do since I get 3 attacks every 2 rounds, am I able to do the 2 this first round, or do I need to wait for next round for that?
Yeah, you can do 2 whacks at him. He kind of,
all right, cool.
Like a spear you, and he lands awkwardly and it kind of clipped you a bit. And then Fairborn, these 2 other ones just come in and one tries to bite you, and the other one.
That first roll is not great. The first roll is a 9.
You have +6 to hit, though, right?
+5, but that's with the pluses. I rolled a 4.
Right. Oh, I gotcha. So that will miss.
And then number 2.
Family axe.
Even lower, son of a gun. Yeah, that was bad. That's a 7.
You absorbed all of our dice luck. Thank you very much for acknowledging that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So the one goes.
Yeah, this is going to go poorly.
And what's your AC now? Actually, you would have your shield, maybe.
Which one's biting me, or the one that just poked at me?
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of Fairborn now. We're moving on to Fairborn. These 2 jump in at you, Fairborn, but you attack them first. Now, you also have 3 attacks every 2 rounds.
Okay.
Meaning that this round you could have 2 attacks. Hence, 1 on each, maybe.
I will do so.
That's a magical blade too, that flame brand.
At least
I didn't think we had our equipment.
We just armor. We just went unarmored.
just unarmored. You have your sword.
Okay, well.
You wouldn't leave that. Paladin.
Yeah. Not seeing an attack button, so I'll just roll it in the dice roller.
Yeah, that'll work. You're like, you have the +5 or 6 bonus with that sword. Holy.
It's +6 is what's your.
And who's got the one sword that's slaying against amphibious creatures? Carl?
It's against reptiles, and Carl has it. I don't know if you're counting amphibians to be part of that class.
Right.
Does my well the +6 to hit is just off of my strength.
Well, it's also your +3 sword, and you're proficient with that weapon, or it's your specialization. So you had +2 for your strength, and then I think I just put them all in there.
Most of this character sheet's empty.
Yeah, Roll20, they did an update, and I know Mikhail had trouble with that as well. It kept erasing stuff. That's frustrating. Well, for now, we'll go ahead and roll the 20-sided. And we'll see if it works.
+6. I only roll a 10.
Okay, that's a miss. Now the other one.
And let me see here. Come on. You got to tackle one of these guys.
You guys got to get a hit.
Holy
my
shit.
Lord, I rolled a 10 again.
Well, you guys are whiffing away. It's you're not sure what it is. These critters are slimy, slippery suckers. Moving on to Carl. You got your sword drawn, and this one bounces in on you.
Right.
And
as quickly as I can eviscerate them, I will.
Nice.
All right. I have it's a +1 sword. So you'll give me that, yeah?
Yeah.
And let me just double check my strength, and I get +1 to hit because of my strength. So I get +2 on my die roll.
Roger.
Roll, baby. I rolled a 3.
Well, you guys all flounder away, waving your weapons with little effect, and these things land and attack. The one on
Arden
Carl,
uses a free action to mumble, "We are all going to die."
the one swings at Carl with this intricate club. What's your AC with?
Armor class 2, baby.
Oh yeah, right. You got good AC. So
Braces
that's
is
a
one-
miss.
braces
And
is
then
one.
the 2 attack Fairborn. One has a kind of a hatchet, and that is a miss. And another miss. Well. Okay, everybody's incompetent today. And the one already attacked you, Harden, with its spear. Now that's it for the round.
Yeah, I took 4 points of damage from somewhere. So roll a d6 again.
Yep.
Is that what we're doing? All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you can look at the demise of us with your initiative rolls. Oh, well, good. At least it's an average.
Well, simultaneous, this combat continues as these bullywugs are somewhat surprised but seem aggressive and are still attacking. You guys haven't done any damage. So
Is it just the 3 of them still, or have more come in?
there's 4 altogether.
4.
Yeah. So, and they've sort of squared off. You guys are just standing your ground. Go ahead. We'll start. You guys can move first, but they'll get their attacks regardless if you kill them or not.
Let's push these guys right
So,
back.
Harden, you're facing this one. You get 1 attack this round, I suppose. Unless you have something else in mind.
Don't die this round.
Yeah.
Gonna use your body for unsavory things. I miss again.
Right. So I'll just finish this.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Here. I'll roll for the bullywug with its spear, and it misses. Wow.
What is my AC right now, out of curiosity?
Oh yeah, you guys get +2. These are evil creatures.
Like, what, a 7?
You're
I have like a
from-
7?
Yeah, you'll get your dexterity bonus if you have one, and you'll get...
I don't have a dexterity bonus, but what do I get for the shield?
It's a +2 shield?
It's a +1 shield.
Okay, so
I have +2 armor sitting back at the camp.
And plus you get 2 from the protection from evil spell effect from Fairborn.
Oh,
So 5?
I've got armor class 0 right now. Then
So you'd have armor class 5, which is Not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad for dumping my armor.
Yeah, so I missed there. Now, Fairborn, swing, take a cut at one of these guys, I guess.
I feel bad for the skinny little bird thing. He's like, protect me, and now he just sees all these people floundering away at each other. The bullywogs are floundering, we're floundering. He's confused as to why he was even running. He doesn't even know why he was running at this point. He's like, I could have fucking taken these things.
Fairborn, Eric, go ahead, roll your attack. We're just kind of crunching through this, trying to see who can get the first hit. Nobody's hit any. Oh, actually, they drew first blood. They seem quite confident.
It was just a scratch, though.
Yeah.
We can surrender at any time, you know.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll your attack, unless you have something else in mind, Eric. One. So roll a percentage die. I have a kind of a homebrew system, and if you roll, that's kind of could be a fumble. You'll have to roll a 100-sided die.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Okay, yeah.
You're all gonna die up there.
You don't want to roll an 8. You don't want to roll really low. Basically, if you get under 50, there's consequences, and the lower you go, the worse they can be. From dropping your weapon to.
Welcome to our world, man.
Tell me the odds.
That's no effect in your circumstances if you didn't have a missile weapon. Okay, no, you just totally whiff. They both attack you. The one takes a bite. It's got miss.
At least it wasn't something crazy like a swing that slips out of your hand. Your sword flies and lands in the bog somewhere.
The other one had a spiked club that you definitely felt its sting for 6 points damage, not doubled this time because they're just in combat. And he hits you, and the rest of them all cheer, yeah. And they're very confident. And they're giving out these ribbity belching noises, encouraging each other and stuff.
All right, and tables are going to turn right now.
And the last one, Carl, you take a cut at it. Let's see if we finish this round up.
Here we go. I've moved my dice to a different area of my desk, a much more holy place.
That might
and
be
so when I roll a 5, I mean, I really rolled a 5.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Did you really? Oh, boy. So
I
you guys are
I'm not even going to bother adding.
Away.
This is retarded.
This is beginning to look more like a dance than a battle.
I rolled a 4 for this thing. It whiffed. This is ugly. But you do hear this whirling sound behind you, and this critter has a sling.
It's probably the bird thing with a sling or something.
And it fires, you think, at the back of Fairborn's head for a minute, but it might have been meant for one of these bullywogs, and it beans the bullywog right in the melon.
I told you the bird thing could take them all by itself.
And it does, like, this. The bullywog drops back, doink, like, nailed it right in the forehead, and this thing is stunned. It stumbles back. It's got 1 hit point.
Jesus.
And you guys are like, what?
Well, we're not from here.
Front of our league, run away! It's like the Monty Python.
Keep running.
Mostly just trying to get used to the fact that I'm finding like giant standing frogs right now, I think.
Well, plus we're in swamp and bog.
These are not mountain creatures.
Well, this next round, let's get an initiative.
That's a 6 for us.
All right, the tables have turned now that this guy's...
At least the D6s are treating me well tonight, right?
Yeah, you guys are inspired by the whatever thing that thing is.
Our new god.
Yeah.
Praise be to Birdman, attorney at law.
And he's walking out, and you can almost hear this kind of vague language. It's kind of like a yippy, cocky little creature. But you guys won, so go ahead. And we'll start with, unless you guys have missiles or spells, we'll start with Harden.
Alrighty, let's just see if I can hit this fucking thing. Come on.
I'm just gonna continue
I believe in you, dice roller.
You can do it. You can do it.
RN Jesus, don't screw me now. Does a 12 hit?
Yeah, with your bonuses, you're +5.
So it's a 7 plus 5.
Does a 12?
Yeah, that is a hit.
I'm level 5. That's a hit? Cool.
Yep,
So before I do anything else, I'll roll damage. Max damage, 13.
Oh my. It's like somebody stepped on a tadpole as you ruin this creature's upper body with a flurry of hacks and cuts.
Up goes the tadpole.
Yeah, I just kind of rage for a second and look down. Oh, that must have been excessive. And I guess I'll use the rest of my turn to move next to Fairburn to see if I can take some of the hits away from him. If I can. Am I able to do that? I don't know.
Okay, we'll see how this attack goes with Fairborn, because they saw their buddy get basically eviscerated by your ferocious attack. Fairborn, go ahead. You guys are back to 1 attack or 2.
We could do 2 this round if we want to, but
all right,
that's why
so go
I
ahead,
rolled
Fairborn.
damage first.
You got that sword is whistling.
All right. Well, Ian.
And I guess flames lick along it. Like there, you have these beautiful kind of bluish flames lick along the blade, and when you swing it around, it trails like kind of like a neon effect. It's really quite impressive to see when you get that sword whistling.
Well, Ian will take the significance of this. I don't like the dice roller. I'm using my own dice.
Watch how this happens now. Watch his dice.
Yeah, gods are fickle. Dice gods. Go ahead. You got 2 attacks, so you turn first attack at the 1, and
I rolled a 17.
Ah ha ha ha.
Oh, and with your damage bonus, I mean that's a killing strike. You it's like the cover of the module. You grab his tongue and skewer him, and sizzle, sizzle, fry, and then you do backswing the other one. You make it cut. Go ahead.
Yeah. I try and make eye contact with this guy, just like you saw what I just did.
Yeah, this friend.
And I got an 18.
And it's the last thing he sees is your baleful eye contact as you give him a death look as you give him a death swing, and yeah, you part his body. Your blade almost goes completely through his sideways, but to your disgust, it didn't quite cut all the way through. It hit some ribs or something.
And this is what you get for praying to the correct deity.
Yeah. So boom, the things turn quickly. These things are suddenly not happy anymore. And back to Carl. This one you can tell is probably having second thoughts, but you still get your attack.
Here it goes. Oh, 19.
And wow, you guys finally pull it together, and you were inspired by the bird person. And I don't know if you want to describe this one, but your sword sings sweetly.
Nothing to describe. If he turned even for a second, hesitating, and he maybe turned and looked at his friends with his thick amphibian-like neck, I hit him just right and severs half the tendons in his neck, so that head just keeps on spinning.
And he just does a pirouette with a headless corpse, does a pirouette there and flops into the water, and things go quietly very quickly. Their croaking ribbits are gone, and the sound of combat's over, and the crickets come back, and the weird splashes and this critter back here is it's now kind of put its arm down, and you see again, all you can now see that this is, it's some cross between a bird and a person with in a random manner almost. Apparently can't really fly, but maybe really short distances. Jumped over you. And she's backpedaling a little bit. Hard to tell gender. And looking at you with kind of head going sideways, one eye on you guys.
Anybody with a high charisma want to parlay?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around, calmly walk towards him, and thank you very much for the assistance there. Might you have a name that we can call you by?
Okay, he's a bit twitchy and quirky. His head kind of bobs around a bit and stuff, and he backpedals a little bit when you get too close. Like he keeps probably 15, 20 feet distance. And
I'm not going to get any closer that, I don't want to wig this guy out.
And it gives out this kind of chirping voice. What is your charisma? And you can make a charisma check for me.
Oh, yeah. I got this. I rolled a 4.
So you put on your best face, and that's a good roll. You put on this really nice features, and I don't know if you want to sheath your sword or anything.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Right
As I turn, I do sheath the sword. And like I said,
right.
I'm just keep this guy as calm as possible.
And the creature just holds its ground though, and then it speaks in that cocky voice, and it says, "Are you now make a intelligence check now?"
Uh-oh.
Because you can hear there's elements of common to this, yet it's beak face.
My dice got confused. I rolled an 18. I have a 12.
Right, so Harden, you can make an intelligence check. And Carl.
Oh, this should go real well. Well, that's an 11, and I needed something lower than an 8.
Oh, that's right.
Ouch.
So you kind of shrug and you look at Fairborn like, it's trying to speak. It says something, it repeats something a few times. And Carl, he's just briefly AFK, I think. His intelligence, I think, is not bad. Not the most intelligent crew here. Go ahead. But it seems it hasn't ran away, and the thing is, still watching and such.
Well,
Okay, well, let's take a quick pause. I got to run to the kitchen in a minute.
okay.
We'll wait for Ian. I'm not sure if he just lost contact. It's gone straight to his avatar, so I'm not sure. All right. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys, and we'll wrap up this little encounter.
Sorry about that. I had a quick bio.
I think now everybody's going on quick bio.
I guess I could have waited a second.
Man, I'm glad I caught you guys while you were playing, because I went all through yesterday. My Numenera game got canceled, which really hurt. But afterwards, I was trying to find a game to play, and I didn't have any luck.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. I actually thought of you right away when one of the other guys who's playing a character called, his name is X the Mystic. He's a magic user. He got stuck in traffic. There's an accident, so he can't show.
Yeah, we've got like a foot of snow on the ground here.
Yeah, we do too.
Well, you're not too far away, so.
Yeah, it's the same cold front, and so I was a little late even coming in because I had to do some shoveling and all. But yeah, it's just perfect timing. As soon as I was just like, hey, I know who's going to run that paladin, perhaps. Drop him a line and see what happens. Because the paladin is run by somebody else, Gerald, and I thought he wasn't going to be playing anymore. I thought he had said something about.
Wait, was it the paladin Brian?
No, Brian's running Daniel the cleric.
Oh, he's running the cleric in this game. That's right. He's running the paladin. He was running a paladin in another game, I thought. But
no, this is Gerald's character sheet. I mean, he's got his name on it.
Yeah, it was Gerald's, and I thought he had signed in saying that he was going to have to.
Yeah, I thought he dropped out of the group too. I can't remember.
Right, yeah. So, anyways, it's anything that can take the load off the dungeon master is good, as it is. So yeah, just perfect timing, as it is, and yeah, looking forward to moving on with Cruel and and company, shall I say, as well. You guys are.
Dude, you have no idea how happy you made me when you said you're moving it up to the 1st of February.
Not the first, but the first week, because
Right.
whatever the date is. But
Oh,
yeah,
first-
I don't see any reason why
You
not.
talk about the first Tuesday in February?
Hopefully.
It's like the 6th, something like that.
So Ian, you're the last one to roll an intelligence check to see if you could understand what this creature was saying. It has, you guys could all understand it was trying to speak to you guys. Or squawk.
Okay, I will roll. I have an intelligence of 13 now, finally. Remember the yellow musk?
Oh, indeed. That was, yeah, that was intense.
Intelligence of 13, I will roll directly across, and I rolled a 2, which is a success.
And this thing is saying, it's asking, are you friends?
He's asking,
and it's saying in this, and it's kind of squawk, but you can articulate. I think it's saying, and it repeats it like 3 times, and then it seems to be looking uncertainly at you guys, and doesn't. It seems like a curious little creature.
Well, he's smart enough to know how to use weapons. So if I have my bow out in this hand and nothing in this hand and no arrows knocked,
mm-hmm.
We're in good shape, man. Nodding and not moving any closer to him.
So Fairborn and Harden don't have a clue what it's saying. They can't articulate it.
However, if I see everybody putting their weapons away, I will put mine away after cleaning the blade, the axe off.
And this thing steps forward a couple paces. You can see it's super quick. Like you witnessed how fast it was when it was motoring. Like it's incredible speed.
I'm almost suspecting that if this thing is half bird, if we ignore it, it'll know that we're friends. You know what I mean? Let's keep an eye on the swamp anyways. He was chased by bullywugs, and they can jump all the way across the bog parts. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my side to this creature. We'll name him Finch if he doesn't have a better name. And keep an eye out on that swamp and remind the companions, Fairborn and Harden, hey, we should start pulling back. It's getting late.
You have a feeling, Carl, too, that you might be able to kind of communicate with it. Mm-hmm. It's speaking a root common dialect. That's you understand now that you're from the area, so you realize that some of the local tribes have also, have their own dialects of common, but this one has its roots in common.
Can we give him a sidelong glance? And Carl would like to ask him, are you okay? Are you okay?
And it almost looks like he looks down and preens himself with his beak real quickly and kind of bobs his head real quick. I.
Come with us then, and let's just start motion. Let's start moving back to where our camp is.
Its head bobs back and forth a couple times, and
come on.
Okay, make a charisma check.
Oh God,
Carl,
you really needed to save that too, buddy.
Son of a gun. Okay, here we go. 7 charisma.
Oh, is that right? Not.
Speak for yourself, Paladin. 17. Fail.
So he flutters back and he's wary, very wary, and he's looking around. He's looking around you guys at the swamp too.
I see what Kyle just did, did I get your name wrong?
Carl,
yeah. Check here.
And he does mutter out, Finch. That's actually his name.
Oh, well, at least we got that. It's going to be either Finch or Wren, depending on how much I like them.
I'll look towards this creature and I'll say, Finch, please come with us.
Well, I'll give you guys one more chance. The Paladin did have a sort of a connection, and you recognize now that Carl was speaking in this sort of really kind of pig Latin.
That's kind of what I'm doing towards. I see that he just didn't have the right turn of phrase or something, and I rolled a 9.
Okay, and this thing hops along with you guys and kind of motions to you guys with one of its hands, wings. You can see it has fingers and such, but there's feathers growing along its back of its hand and whatnot. It apparently can't fly, but it does glide. But he motions and he's bad creatures. He points at the swamp.
They're not bad anymore. Trust me.
But he goes, uno, mono. And he scampers back to this shed where you guys first saw him. And he comes back out the other side with a large snake draped over his shoulders. And the snake appears to be dead. And he's like, nom, 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 points to his mouth. Ah.
Nom, nom.
And it's a pretty big snake. It's probably about 10 feet long or something. He's wrapped it around himself, and he comes running back out really quick.
It's a very big nom-nom.
Yeah, and you see it's got a snare around its neck.
Oh.
She had a trap or something in there.
I'll put my hands up and motion towards my neck, pointing at him. Would you like for me to take that off?
And Bobby comes up to you and hands you the snake, and yours, gives it to you.
Okay, well, I'll take it in one hand and undo the snare, loosen it off of him.
And he's just curiously watching you guys. And it's a really strange little thing. Like I said, the gender's hard to tell even. Frankly, you're not sure if it's a girl or a boy.
Now I'll motion to my shoulder. I'll be like, come here. That way he doesn't have to fly.
Okay, last charisma check. See if you guys can get you got good charisma though, don't you?
18.
Oh shoot, yeah.
And I roll a 7. My dice are getting warmed up.
So this critter jumps onto your shoulder.
All right.
And
we'll
it's
way back to camp.
Doesn't feel the best though. Its claws are pretty tight and sharp.
That's okay. I can put up with it for right now.
Probably weighs about 35 pounds.
1896 strength. I don't think
Right.
weight bother me.
So you guys retreat from the edge of the swamp area.
With all due caution, let's fall back to our original location.
No further encounter. You guys just bug out of there quickly, and you pretty well finish the perimeter check, and you come back to your hideout.
Okay. I really don't know too much about the hideout and what the circumstances were, but
the last session they breached the defenses of the city and got inside, and then they had to recuperate. So they found a abandoned structure in what appeared to be a sort of bureaucratic area of the city, and set up a hideout so that the spell users could recuperate and whatnot. And then these guys went on their patrol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anyone like grievously wounded?
Yeah, Stefanos.
That's from last session. He's recovering, and he'll be back though the next day. We may have to heal him up a bit.
Well, I mean, I can use a couple of my points for lay on hands. To just kind of make that a bit easier.
In the morning, you'll be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have lay on hands at the moment, or
No, you used it last session. You haven't rested yet, or let enough time lapse. You can basically lay on hands once a day, even if you don't rest. At Paladin is something you can do once a day.
How much health can you recuperate over a rest?
Yeah, now in the old school rules, it's like only 1 hit point a day. But in what I did, and along, which is brutal, right? But do you guys have any healing potions left or anything?
no idea.
No.
Right. Because is anyone really low on hit points?
Well, I'm only down 4, so it doesn't really matter if I only regained 1 health. So
Yeah.
I'm down 12, but I can still function perfectly fine. We got some guys that are very vulnerable. X is 1, Stefanos is 1. I think Daniel's in good shape.
Yeah, me too. And anyone heard of Brian?
No, I thought he was going to be shown.
Yeah, I've just dawned on me. I'm like, who's missing? And then time kind of slipped by there before I realized that he's a kind of a no-show.
That'll be a first.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. It must be. Oh well, yeah, I'm sure it's something or whatever.
Well, he's online in Facebook. Maybe drop him a.
Well, I don't really want to bug him, but must be.
I mean, meaning that he has received messages from the convo.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
So
He's
it
seen
wouldn't be a
stuff.
bother, would it?
Well, we'll continue on for a bit, but we are missing some characters now. Actually, half our party is kind of missing. But I got some role playing to play, and maybe I'll give him a poke and see. Hassan might be a while yet.
He's
I
done,
still have stuff we can do though. Actually, I do have an idea for the next chunk. We could play. You guys come back to the hideout, and you come inside, and you can see that the mages are busy studiously on their studies and so on, and the cleric is getting rest and mumbling his prayers, I guess, and doing what he has to do, recharging. And you come in, and they're a bit surprised, of course, when they see this little critter that's now it's talked to you quietly the whole time on the way back, sort of, and it's being real cautious and quick, and its head is always bobbing around looking like, and it's got eyes, like I said, on either side of its head, so it has an amazing vision.
He's a friend. And I go ahead and gesture for him if he wants to sit down, and I'll put the snake right there too. So
yeah, he jumps off and he starts scattering around the place and checking out your guys' gear. Like, you guys have bedrolls and backpacks and such, and it right away just kind of makes itself at home and starts to go through some stuff.
Like,
it goes through our stuff?
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't pull a Yoda, I'm okay.
Thrash everything?
Yeah.
Well, he sort of kind of is going through things and seems to be looking for, well, you're not sure what. I'm not sure what you'd have in your backpacks, and besides gear. Yeah, ropes and spikes and rations. And it seems more curious than, and
yeah. I'll go ahead and take out a ration, because I imagine I'm hungry.
Yeah, you guys could have an eat. It took you a couple hours to do your patrol there and whatnot, and you're always hungry. You're a big paladin. Stephanos, you're back now. These guys come back, and they're bringing this new friend, this little bird person named Finch, who speaks in this odd chirping voice and hard to understand. You have to really listen, and some of you still kind of we got to watch that. Carl seems to be the only one who can really kind of follow this thing. Fairborn seems to have a connection with it. It's a bit nervous though. This thing's fluttering around a bit, but you guys spend a little bit of time and it calms down and it looks through your stuff and you guys let it be, I guess, for now.
For now. And yeah, I'll share a little bit of my rations with him.
All right. So yeah, you guys all settle down and have something to eat. And Stephanos, you can take a break from your studies if you want to step in for a bit or whatever.
If these guys hadn't had a fire yet as well, maybe we can set up just a little small something or another, with low smoke.
Now, it's been about 2 hours. These guys need about another 4 hours or so, 5 hours, to finish up their studies. And
Carl's going to start preparing a small fire using the pitch that he uses for his rags for improvised torches. And so it'll be a nice little pitch fire and maybe get some mosses or anything dry to just set up something small. It's going to be mostly just for warmth and cheer than for cooking.
Yeah, and you guys settle into the night.
Mm-hmm.
And
in a deeper corner inside of this building too, so it's not like directly. I'd rather get a dark, smoky room than have something like, say, fly above us and see that there's fire and smoke.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a big city, so, and you did smell smoke before. There were some other things were having fires in the city. You're not sure from where or whatever, and You guys take any precautions or whatnot for the remainder of your rest?
I'll take first watch.
I'll take it with you. We'll watch together.
All right.
Yeah, there's patrols that are all around this area. We've got bugbears. We've got a number of other humanoids, and there's these snake men, these snake men and wizards. They're very, very dangerous as well. And as the night progresses, the likelihood of us being encountered is even more and more. So let's just stay vigilant, as quiet as we can.
I agree.
Get your armor back on there, by the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, I missed this.
Yeah, no doubt. Both of you guys. Just looking real quickly a minute.
But Carl's going to stay awake as well. I'm down 12 hit points off my peak, but that's enough. Once we get, Daniel's a cleric as well, and he'll have good healing. Your lay on hands will come eventually, and we just won't get hit anymore, shall we?
So this critter bounces around, and after it's gone through your packs a bit, it got bored of that, and it comes around and just is looking at you guys and such, and goes, "Who are you? Who are you?" It's saying now repeatedly, Carl. You can tell.
Fairborn.
It can't pronounce that, so it just keeps going barn, barn, barn to you. Can't make an F sound because it has no lips, right? So it's got barn, 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 and it kind of comes out, and it points at you, and then you get through that, right? And he's like Finch, and so on, and you guys, you can introduce yourselves to it, and you do so if you want. Tell him its name, and it seems to be intelligent enough to talk. And
the way Carl's is thinking is he is intelligent enough to use a sling and hit one of those bullywugs right in the bean. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that was impressive. It was a small little thing, the size of a halfling.
Yeah, keep in mind, Eric, both Carl and Hardin have like 7 and 6 charismas respectively, and they're not really great on the social level.
Well, this critter is not pretty to look at. This critter, it's kind of like, it's not like a cute kind of bird-like look. The mesh has not gone very well. It's not but it's, I guess, ugly cute. Its eyes are big. It's got big black eyes that just no pupil or nothing. Just these big honking black eyes that are kind of neat. And its feet, it has the bottom, like its legs are chicken legs. And they're inverted the other way, sort of, right? Like,
hey, I've got an idea. Is there a stick and it's some dirt to draw in here on the ground?
I'm sure. Yeah, there'd be little silt and such. And
bring that snake over here, that one that the bird brought in.
Right. I'll bring it over and pass it to him.
Yeah, we'll lay it on the ground and draw out a little squiggly line, just like the snake. Have the snake here and draw out a squiggly line next to it, right?
Yeah.
Looking at Finch. Right? You get this? Snake, snake. Now move the snake out of the way, and I'm going to draw little arms and a little head on that snake.
Okay, that sends him running.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I try and ease him back over here.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's terrified of...
Do you know what this is?
The snake, yeah, the snake people. And he's nodding and looking very nervous and nodding.
It's okay. Okay, you're safe with us.
Hardin chuckles at his reaction.
I wish we still had that severed head. We could go get it.
Yeah. Let me ask if... I'm just going to see if Brian's around a minute. I guess it doesn't hurt to see if he can make it or whatever. I'm not sure if we should go on at this point. I was going to have a kind of an adventure for the party now.
Yeah, but we want to be at full capacity.
I don't think we want to. If we're going to be fighting Unity, I don't think we want to be doing that with just 3 or 4 of us here.
Well, there is a little piece we can play. You don't need the whole party for.
I'm good with that. I just don't think we should go to the Unity part without everybody.
Yeah, this we
So-
could do this.
so,
It's
Darren?
it's going to be quite role play heavy a bit.
Hey, Darren.
Yeah.
Would it be acceptable to say that at some point during this rest period, I could get a hit from the freaking cleric?
Oh yeah,
Go back up to
yeah.
full.
When he's ready to go, he'll probably have a couple cure light wounds, maybe even a cure serious wounds.
Well, I just need 7 hit points.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, that would be cure light wounds. I thought you guys had some healing potions as well, but
I don't remember.
Done
I just know I was
probably
at 3
got
hit
one.
points. And if I go out with 3 hit points and we get in a fight, I'm dead.
what magic items did those Yuntai have?
I don't remember.
I have a potion of levitation, but not a healing potion.
I got a ring
Yeah, I
plus
don't know
2.
that we got a potion of healing, Darren.
I see.
But
Okay,
by
well,
the way, I did roll a 43 under 65 to get back on my feet. So Stephanus is good.
oh, you're good. Okay, nice. Then you can get a heal. So you'll be good. You'll be ready to go with your spells. So select them now so that you know what you had. And
I just got. I know. I was doing magic missile for one of my first levels.
now I'm going to assume here, Carl, that you can communicate with the bird person, with Finch, pretty good. Like you can just talk to him and ask him stuff, and it sounds strange to the other people, and it sounds when he communicates, and the other guys can kind of understand it and follow it, but Carl has the best mind for this, appears.
Well, plus I'm fluent in the tribal tongues of the area, to some
yeah.
degree or another.
So Finch seems to be young, very young, perhaps a child of some sort of strange mixed breed.
A mongrel breed, perhaps?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. So you've heard of this happening, and with degenerate races that just degenerate into interbreeding and oh, hold on a sec, I got a phone call.
Yeah, those magic missiles came in handy because, well, I mean, against those Yanti spellcasters, I think the one thing that saved their
I
ass
just got
was
to
that
go unlock a door for somebody a minute.
I know what my spells were now. It's been so long since we played, I forgot what I was preparing. I was doing 2 magic missiles and a stinking cloud, and our stinking cloud was our oh shit button if we needed to get out of the way.
Yep, and the magic missiles are to hit enemy spellcasters and disrupt them.
Well, also because they produce the most damage for Stephanos.
Right. Oh, true that.
I only have 2 levels of magic user, so if I cast Burning Hands, it only does 2 damage.
Right. Well, plus you got to get right up on something, so.
Yeah, it's no. Stephanos needs to be casting magic missile and things like that. I almost wanted to switch out one of those magic missiles for web, but I don't know that. Well, you know what? Actually, he probably could drop a web, because if we web somebody, it's another oh shit spell, because X is more of a generic spellcaster, being 7th level, and I could use Stephanos as more of a utility caster.
Like he's an interdict guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, what's the duration for web?
It's like I think it's 1 minute or 1 turn per level, or 1 round per level. Let me double check it again.
It might be more effective for crowd control than, oh man, I can't believe I used that term, but it might be better for crowd control than a stinking cloud even. What do you think?
Yeah, hang on. Well, it's a 2nd level spell too, so hang on. They're both 2nd levels. It's 2 turns per level, so I can get 4 turns out of it.
That's 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Which means that even if we have to just leave something stuck and get out of there, they're going to have 40 minutes of stickiness before they can trail us.
Yeah, the only way through it is they have to burn their way through it.
We can help them with that, I'm sure.
Well, no, I mean, what I'm saying is if we get stuck in a situation where something's chasing us, you just throw a web out across the hallway. They can't get through it unless they burn their way through it, really.
Web might be a better deal.
So instead of taking Stinking Cloud at 2nd level, I take 2 magic missiles and a web.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better fit. And it still lets me do the interdict thing that I want to do with them. So, where my cough drops at? Starting to hack my lungs up again.
And what about X? Are we gonna if we're gonna move forward with X? He's probably gonna need some spells too. Do you want to take care of him, Kyle, or
do what? Sorry.
Take care of X?
Yeah, I'm gonna do X. I gotta look at how many spells he has. I don't have his sheet.
Oh yeah, that could be a problem.
I need to see if you ever put it in a freaking group in the game. I mean, I could take his spell list and figure out what to do. He's not in the freaking journals either. I mean, I just
but
figure out what spell slots he has.
Yeah, whenever Darren gets back, though, he'll have all of his stats because he's pre-gen from a module.
So he's really easy to do. He gets 4 first, 3 second, 2 third, and his 4th. So I'm thinking his 4th is going to be Ice Storm because that's a fucking dead useful spell.
That helped. That probably saved our life.
That's a great crowd control spell.
Yeah.
So Darren, we're trying to figure out what spells X would have here. I'm not really sure.
He's got some doozies, like options.
4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm just going to set them based on how I would play X because I don't know how Sean wants to play him really.
Yeah, we want to have our head mage needs to have a good boomstick, right?
Yeah, well, that's basically what I'm going to have to do. So his 4th level,
Yeah,
so you know.
Bring him in to settle things if you get in trouble.
Well, better question, Darren. Do you want me to send you the spell list I'm going to choose over text so you have it?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Yeah. I'm going to send you both of our spell list.
So you guys get this thing settled down, and this creature starts to butcher this snake, and gets a surprising amount of these long strips of flesh off it, and proceeds to go to the fire and is kind of cooking this snake flesh.
I'll do the best impression of being happy about that and just being like, that's good, smelling it and all, and just like, yes.
You guys want to try it?
Oh, Carl will definitely.
Yeah, and you probably not your first snake you've had, Carl. I don't know.
It's probably my life. I lost 200.
And this critter, Carl, it's a bit of a delicacy. This type of snake, and this little critter did that quite expertise and quickly cleans it. And you guys mow down. Anyone else wants to eat it, you find it to be actually quite tasty. Chicken.
Share some rations too. I'll be happy to share. I've got a week's worth of iron rations, but I'll pass them over to Finch as well and say, hey, give this one a go. Yeah,
and you guys, there's a bit of he's better at ease now, and you guys showed him the picture of the snake dude, and he didn't like that. So obviously, it's probably something locals fear, or he fears. She, not even sure what gender it is. I should roll for that.
It's okay. We don't have to gender the bird, girl.
No pronouns here. I want you to call it Z. All right, I kid. We're basically we have to decide now. I guess if Hassan and Brian aren't here, and Gerald and Dale, we're going to have to just go to the next session, perhaps. Now let's role play this a bit more because this thing is obviously a native of this city.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a few things. If you don't mind my interjection here, I want to try to catch Eric up on this just for a second. And that is that we are still in pursuit. We're missing one of our party members, and that is a character by the name of Donella, an elven thief, and also her friend. You notice how Carl doesn't say it's his friend too, but her friend, who is an Amazon, they've gone missing together, and they're I think they were captured. And so we were kind of on their trail, and we lost track of them somewhere in this ruined city.
Well, you knew they were captured last. Last you saw them, they were being taken away by.
Right, they were being dragged away, but we lost track, and they were captured by these serpent men, these Yuan-Ti, I believe.
And the Yuan-Ti have these helpers. They're bully boys and stuff. They got a troop of bugbears apparently that they use, and there's these another degenerate race apparently called the Tasloi, these evil little skinny tree people.
Right, they're easy to deal with, but in numbers they're trouble. They've got they're fast, and they
can throw 2 javelins around each, and if there's 10 of them, they can just rain javelins down on you guys from the trees or wherever.
So suffice to say, these war bands and these patrols are pretty tough because there are a lot of them, and they attack by ambush almost exclusively or invariably. And the Yuan-Ti are mages, and there's some battle berserkers in there too that are just like this one was attacking us with a halberd, and just going into the middle absolutely ferociously and uncontrollably, just walking right into the middle of us.
Yeah, the anti.
Well, their spellcasters
you felt
tough. They've got magic resistance, everything. So,
and
they're controlling these guys,
Given my
Not these.
character's level, and I don't know how long he's been playing with you guys, but has he actually heard the name Yanti before?
That would be a stretch, but not completely off the wall. You could make an intelligence roll, kind of like an Arcana check, to see if. And you probably would have heard myths and such, like snake men. As far as what you know about them is probably limited.
Where I rolled a 7 out of 12.
Yep. So you probably would know the basics that there are the Yanti, aren't they? Yeah, they're kind of a mythical snake people, an evil race of intelligent and very mind powerful. They use kind of psionics. They're not really spellcasters, not really mages in a true sense. They're more psionists.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to metagame.
Oh yeah.
And at the very least, as much as we do, and we've had 2 successful encounters with them, but at a great cost.
Yeah. Now, Donella's companion, her name is Antiac, and she's the Amazon warrior. They picked her up in this adventure. They scooped her up, and she's tagged along. She's become a kind of like a blood sister to Donella. And that had to do with a bunch of other adventures we played with a bunch of Greek gods and such, and dinosaurs.
And Carl's tried so hard to like her and just doesn't.
No, and they had a little falling out. Now, he didn't mention this, but when Antiac and Carl got into a bit of a fight, or not a fight. Yeah, no, they got really mad at each other, and she ran off, and that's what instigated their capture, actually, because Antiac and Donella ran off and got captured. They bumbled into a war band, and you guys wiped out that war band, but it was too late. You couldn't prevent them being whisked away. And then later on, you got you went deeper into their defenses and annihilated their defensive force. They had sent out, about 20 Tasloi and a bunch of bugbears, and you guys eradicated that force. So just to fill you in on a bit of what's happened, you also met a Xorn.
Oh God!
Last session named Exact Zach.
But we didn't piss them off, so he didn't kick our ass.
the only name I've seen with four X's in it, but he was this alien creature that was searching for the dark stone. He asked you guys if you had seen it, and it's somewhere he can smell it or something or sense it, and it's a special, like, he eats gems and stuff and gold, right? Like, he actually he gave these guys the run over. He demanded they give him their gold and stuff, and they had to give him a bunch of minerals. So he just went and ate them, chomp, drops them in his head. But he's out there somewhere still looking for the dark stone. And the dark stone, there's a tie in there in that Brian's character, Daniel, is here looking for his sister. Now, that's a little side event. No, Stephanos, you were looking for the dark stone. Correct? You had heard about or what was it called, right? The dark stone? Something like that. And you're here on a mission as well, Fairborn. I should fill you in on that. You were a part of an order, and you were sent here with your original crew who were wiped out. You were the only survivor. You were sent to find the source of this new evil that had sprouted up in the jungles of the south. And suddenly, like, the intelligence network of your order had found out that there was an enormous amount of slaves suddenly coming from this area, whereas before there wasn't. And so somebody has set up shop in here and has been pumping out slaves by the thousands over the last 4 or 5 years out of nowhere. And you were sent in here to reconnoiter and find out who and why and where and when, and even, if possible, destroy it.
Right.
And okay. I might have mentioned to you before, there's kind of like a triangle faction, the Scarlet Brotherhood, the Pomage, and the Hold of the Sea Princes, and they kind of have this monopoly on the slave trade. And there's some malevolent factor in the background, these slave lords who kind of loosely control the whole network. You're not sure how many slave lords there are. There's a couple connections. Carl, what was your connection to the slave lords again?
One particularly vicious and wicked slaver by the name of Targ, I think. 4 letters, starts with a T.
Oh, wiped out your village.
Yeah.
Now Carl's got an interesting character. He's a kind of like the European who went native. He came to the jungles and he's been living with the natives for, I don't know, Carl, how long?
4 years.
Yeah, and then the people he lived with were suddenly this force that enslaved this area, suddenly encroached on his people's territory, wiped out his village, enslaved his people. And he's, of course, quite bitter and an angry soul. He went through a lot of ordeal in our adventures. He was like bipolar, and he still is somewhat, but he was going completely insane.
Let's not use the term bipolar. Let's be clear about it. He was, he's a ranger. He's chaotic good, but he was affected very, very strongly by the pollen from the yellow musk creeper, which turns you into zombies. And he was affected, but he didn't die by it, and it caused him a great, he went into this fit of being chaotic neutral for a while, and his intelligence was too low to be a ranger still, and the whole 9 yards. And it took him a long time, like a month, to recover from that.
He lost 5 or 6 intelligence points.
5 or 6 weeks, and 5 or 6 intelligence points. Yeah, and then he had visions of a great god of death, of one of these the tribal people, Mikton-Tekhuatli, and it completely changed his entire disposition. So his patron deity is the god of death and underworld that is deeply associated with this jungle now. Even though he's originally from the Spindrift Isles, he's a regular ranger in the Majesty's service. You know what I mean? He was at one time. No longer. He's just somebody else. He's gone a little loco. Maybe Colonel Kurtz style, but he's still a very, very apt ranger and a very good tracker, and he knows this area as well as anybody could be expected to. And he's on a mission. Right now he's a tracker for this. He's only to get into the. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. To get into the Forbidden City, but there was a shaman that he was beginning to take wing underneath, who was one of the last survivors of these slavers that had gone and wiped out pretty much everybody that he's known for the last 4 years. He's got nothing left anyways, and there's a bunch of other guys that came from across the sea to go down here anyway, so let's just do it. He's very mission oriented though at this point, and he's half cocked. And he's got a low charisma to boot, so don't ask him to explain anymore.
I just sent a little message to Brian there, just discreetly, just like, hey, how are you doing? And we're just finishing up a little pre-adventure. I'm not sure if we'll probably postpone if you're busy, sort of thing. No problem.
And we've got a dwarf with us as well, Harden.
Right. That was funny. Initially, when we first started this adventure, it was supposed to be a 2 or 3 session shot, and their first encounter, they ran into the yellow musk creeper that fucking turned into this catastrophe in which they had to retreat and recuperate. But they went to this valley to recuperate called the Valley of the Spirits, and that turned into a 3 session, I think, mini campaign, which they dealt with all these gods and went on these quests, and he explained some of what happened during that time in the Valley of the Spirits. They met Harden, who was the only survivor of another group that was an adventuring group. I'm not even sure what their goal was or whatever, but did we get to that part, Harden, at all? Or you were just for blood and glory, golden glory, or
vacation?
And
we did not read up on the locale, and we probably should have.
Yeah.
Go down to the jungles. You'll love it, he said.
Yeah. The fishing's great. Anyway, he literally stumbled out of the jungle and stumbled into this group in the middle of a combat, and that's how they sort of merged and became friends. So we have this group. It's a pretty big group. Dale's normally here. He's a young guy. He's like 15 or 16. But he brings an interesting angle to the play, and he's missing as well. I should send him a message. He plays Donella, that thief who got a female, and her and Antiac ran off and got taken prisoner. And then we found ourselves at this point recuperating in the city itself. There's a huge swamp to the northeast. That's about a third of the city is basically completely taken over by the swamp. And it looks like there's bullywugs coming from that area, at least, if not other things. And you're at the eastern end of the city, which is inside of the outer rim of volcano. The city's on the inside. And you estimate at least 100 years ago, the jungle basically took over much of the city, and it was suddenly abandoned for some reason. And that's another mystery you're going to find. The original reason why you're kind of here was to search for Daniel's sister. Was one point. Carl had been hired on as a guide, sort of, right? And then he turned, of course, joined ranks when you guys on the way here you guys intercepted a slave band, and you just killed the slavers. One escaped and freed the slaves. That happened long ago.
But they went this way, and so we know the slavers' origin is somewhere within this this ruined city inside of this caldera.
Right.
Because this is the last place. We tracked them all the way to the gates of this city, and then we came in. We tried to come in through a different way, infiltrate the city from underneath, which we actually effectively did in a very difficult manner.
All right, so back to the Finch. You can ask him questions, and he says he's or she, you're not sure. I'm Finch, and seems quite open and friendly. Amazing, surprisingly, like and naive, perhaps even. But also very jittery and cautious. Like can move in a flash. And if you've seen little birds fluttering around trees, man, they just motor.
Well, Carl is sitting there kind of munching very slowly. Sorry, I'm actually eating lunch too, so it works perfectly. He's sort of munching slowly on a little bit of that snake meat and dried jerky and maybe some crusty bread. Kind of looks over, gives a sidelong glance over to Finch and then to the rest of the guys. And he's just going to mutter under his breath in the common tongue. Suppose this Finch has got family.
And he looks at you cautiously again, and he bobs his head up and down and looks around nervously, and he's pointing at the humans and kind of going, "You see the mistress." The goddess. But I scared for you. I bring you back home, but home, you may be dangerous to my people.
What's he on about? What are you saying there, Finch?
One of you is mistress.
Do we have any idea what Finch means by mistress? No.
And he seems a bit frustrated. He can't. Yeah, and it's genuinely, you're both kind of like scratching. What's he mean? There's some mistress apparently that. Yeah, it's. And he, actually, are there any females here?
They're both missing.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we're pretty much a sausage fest here, buddy.
Gotcha.
No, well, we've got Finch.
Yeah, and you're not sure if it's female or male either, but this little critter seems a bit frustrated, trying to express, goes, mistress, you. New stranger, mistress, and talks for a bit longer. Make an intelligence check there, Carl.
Oh, goodness.
Carl, did you say Carl need to make it?
I'll do my best. We've got more intelligent people in the party, though, for sure.
It seems to be talking with Carl. It recognizes Carl's sort of more native than you others. You others look very exotic, right?
12 success.
Yeah, so you're like, they're you're trying to you think he's trying to say the mistress is a human.
Carl will express that information to the
Or
rest of
someone like us, not necessarily human, but is.
I think he's saying that they've got one of us there, maybe human, maybe. Where is this Finch? Where is the mistress?
And mistress at home. And there's some confusion because, and she seems to be just talking about one person. And you guys know there's two in your party that are missing, but they might have been separated. And I have a plan what's happened to them. And this.
Do you guys think? I'm not talking to Finch. I mean, Finch is right there, obviously. But do you think that Finch knows where? I don't know. This is all very confusing. Finch, where do you live? This is where we live. Where do you live?
And it's gesturing in a direction. Far away. Other side, streets.
Can you show us?
And he looks uncertain. Uncertain. Danger. I
can't help but crack a smile.
May have to talk to Chief. Chief will give help or not.
Do we have anything amongst us that we can give as a gift? Maybe we can give something to Finch to give.
Oh, I was gonna. When you look through your packs, he really, or she really likes shiny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys had anything in particular. She was really infatuated with your holy symbol, Fairburn. But you can't give her that. That's. But she gives it. You take it back, and it seems that there's a home nearby. That she's part of a people because she mentioned the chief. Oh, where's Brian been? Now he says, what?
I'd be willing to give something, like maybe a pocket knife or a trinket or something that's valuable.
Hold on one second. Brian says he's like, I'm not busy. Like, I don't think he realized we were playing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, I give him our tinder box or something, like a little piece of, something, a trinket. Or you got a gem?
He's so solid, Brian. He always shows up and stuff, so I assumed he was, like, really busy. We've been playing for, how long have we been playing? Almost a couple hours now, right? Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah, so.
Oh, that's a big sandwich.
Oops. Sorry about that. I totally forgot about him too. Like we got into this session, I was thinking, well, he's not technically here. He was praying his God and stuff, right?
Well, it'll be perfect timing if he comes back in.
Yeah.
But if anybody has something like a small gem, or a few coins or something like that, something that is obviously not from here, and as a gesture of token of,
I'll give
parlance, you know what I mean?
I'll give him a gold.
Yeah, and he seems to be very, he's very happy. Like, ooh, and it puts it in a pocket, and you guys can talk now. Yeah, you do know his home is a little ways away across the city. It's quite a ways. You're not sure what he was doing over here. He's checking his traps or her traps or whatever.
Right.
And there's a chieftain and a mistress, and probably more of these mongrel men, as we could call them.
Well, it looks like we might have just encountered the first friendly in this whole goddamn jungle.
Oh, he's right now. He's saying, "Oh, I thought you guys were doing a pre-adventure." So I didn't. You were right. Daniel is praying, I guess we'll say. Moment. So you didn't really miss anything. I guess it's apt. And
There he is.
hey, welcome.
Oh, I
Hey,
misunderstood the situation. Apparently,
no, you're right. There was a pre-game, but and it's kind of done now. And we were kind of stalling. We were just talking about the adventures and background stuff. And Asan got caught up in traffic and can't make it, unfortunately. And Gerald is caught up at work. He just called me back. He says he's working, and so we're missing a chunk of the party. And we played a little.
Okay.
They brought back a friend. There's this creature they brought back with them named Finch, and he seems to be like a 4-foot, half bird, half human mongrelman, and he's or she, you're not sure the gender, is from. He's got a beak and eyes on the side of his head and stuff, and he's got feathers here and there and skin in other places, and looks a bit awkward, but can run like the dickens. Holy! He comes from a community apparently that's across another part of the city in which there's a chieftain he found out and a mistress, and that's about what you've gotten out of him thus far. He's also very scared of the Yanti, and their potential enemies are just feared. You haven't seen anything like this creature. Rather odd looking. So now we got Kyle, Mikhail, Ian, Brian, and Eric. Well, we got a full party.
Got to make sure that Daniel's got his spells up.
Right. So what happened was, yeah, you were correct. You were doing your praying and getting spells recharged and rest while the 3 of these guys went out for a scout, and they brought back this creature named Finch.
okay. Is there supposed to be a map up on D20? I'm just seeing a black screen.
Really?
Oh, yeah, Daniel's not on the map.
So he isn't. Oh, drat. Okay. Un momento. Okay. I shall grab him.
So, Brian, you missed out on a whole series of completely abysmal dice rolls.
Mm.
That's not even just one person. Across the board, every single party member was failing at every hit, every whatever, for a little bit. So, fortunately, you don't have to worry about that and weep. You can still, your morale is still high. It was terrible. We'll get outdone by this mongrel man with a sling.
That's fun.
Okay, I got Daniel here. Hopefully, should be. And you're not wounded or anything, right, Daniel? I mean, you rested and you got your spells back.
Right. Let me just double check. I don't think I'm injured. Other people were.
And it's been a bit of a loosey-goosey session. I've had to adapt things, and have you met Eric before? He was in. Yeah.
We played a couple of sessions together.
Yeah. Right. So.
Let's see.
Now, I don't know what else, more information you can get, but this critter is apparently willing to lead you guys to its home. It could take you there, and you could talk to the chieftain.
In the middle of the night, though? I mean, it was getting on. The evening was dropping as we...
Yeah.
That might be the best time to travel.
I don't know. It seems like everything came a little more alive once that sun started going down in this city. And only half of us can even have a remote chance of seeing anything unless we start using light sources.
Yeah, I mean, and these guys would need more time to memorize their spells and such, right? They're still.
Yeah.
It's only been about an hour and a half.
Now,
Maybe
I don't
2.
recommend we split apart anymore than we already are. We're still missing Donella. We're still missing the Amazon. Like, let's not break ourselves into another group. But maybe if we can send Finch on back with this little gift, a coin or something like that, and then Finch can put in a good word for us, and maybe even come back to us in the morning, or
Yeah, you can try to communicate that. It shouldn't be that difficult. It's like
we'd like to, see if we can work out something like that.
Stay here, rest, and you convince Finch that you should come back in the morning. And
bring this gift though, and bring it to your family.
Okay,
I'll actually give him another gold and say, this for your family.
Yeah, and he perks up. He definitely likes gold. Shiny, real nice. He puts that away, and then he seems pretty content, and he gives a little flutter and scoots into the darkness quietly. And disappears. And you guys spend the remainder of the evening then, I guess, finishing up your studies and praying and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, before we get too much further, is there anything I need to know about the building that we've decided to hide up in, or?
Oh, also, everybody here, now this doesn't have to do with an encounter. This is actually, you have a 5% chance when you check out the area that you find something, like an artifact or perhaps
everybody
even
roll separately?
a magic item or some loot in the building. So everybody can roll 100-sided. As you guys settled in and looked around, it's like, if you get 5 or less.
71.
Harden.
Got me at 24.
Are you telling me to roll percentile here?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what happens if you get 5 or less?
You found something. Now I'm going to roll on the treasure table.
Well, there you go. The dwarf is good for 3 things: fighting, taking damage, and finding shit.
Rolling D100s, man. Just make the dwarf roll D100s for everything, apparently.
Yeah, and yeah.
A 100 and a 3, because fuck everything in the middle.
Fairborn got a good roll too, right? A 0-2?
Yeah.
Nice.
Throw up my hands like this. I was like, nope.
Okay, roll. Okay, so anyone else roll less than 5? No? Go ahead, Harden. Roll another 100-sided. And this is for...
I thought someone just said Fairburn also rolled under a 5.
Yep, Fairborn got a 2.
Well, you guys both found it, is what it is, right? It's whether you find the loot or not. Now, actually, no, you guys find different loot.
All right, so then just re-roll the 100.
Yeah.
30.
30. Now roll another 100-sided.
All the hundreds. 10.
Okay, that wasn't a great roll. Now roll a 4-sided because you found a scroll case.
How? Cat. Please get off me.
Is that not good?
And the last roll was low. If you would have rolled high, you would have had a lot of spells on the scroll. But
Oh, come on, don't do
you
that.
only have 1 spell on it. And roll 4-sided to see which level that spell is. Unfortunately, it's only 1 to 4th level. It was the lowest roll you could roll on the scroll chart.
I got it too.
So you get a 2nd level spell and roll the 20-sided. I'll look on the player's handbook to see which spell it is.
12.
Oh, actually, there's more dice than that. It gives you a choice up to 24. So that complicates things.
Roll 1 die 24.
Yeah. Can you do that? Well, let's see what 12 is. Okay.
9. For the D24.
Oh, okay. So it's a scroll with an invisibility spell on it.
That could actually come quite in handy.
I got a potion of levitation too. The dwarf can go places.
The other character, roll 100-sided.
91.
Indeed. You find a weapon. Interesting. Let me look here.
That scroll of invisibility, that's only usable by magic users, or is that?
Probably only by a magic user.
Now, one more 100-sided die. And
92.
He has very blessed dice, you might notice.
92. Okay, you find a spear.
Okay.
And it's a nice spear. And it's not tarnished or anything. So it's magical. And it's a spear +1.
Okay. That was a very nice find. And I'm assuming I can use that weapon. I'm not used to paladins in 1st edition.
Yeah, and you almost rolled a cursed backbiter.
I love my dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a fighter, I can only use protection scrolls, so I'd probably just kind of hand that to whoever.
Stefanos.
Now, the rest of the evening, I rolled for some encounters, and actually, I whiffed on the encounter rolls. The city's pretty quiet. Nobody's, as far as you know, you didn't see anybody, like any patrols or war bands that were sent out searching for you or whatnot. You're thinking maybe they're holed up at the moment, recuperating, whatever. And early the next morning,
Everyone we met died.
Somebody's having a Slurpee.
That would be Mikhail.
My bad.
We may be, the impression that these Yuan-Ti are intelligent is one thing, but they might have really short attention spans.
Or they might be so intent on their mission that they overlook things from time to time.
But they are reptiles.
Mm.
No, I wouldn't buy that. I think they're just using a minimal spy network that they're going to be watching.
Right, they weren't expecting a well-armed and furtive group to be coming in, maybe.
Right.
Did
Fair
Stefanos mark down that invisibility scroll for himself? Because like I said, I can't use it, so I'd be giving it away.
Right.
One moment.
Hopefully. You got that, Kyle?
Do what? What?
A scroll of invisibility was found. Give it to Stefanos.
Oh, yeah. I can't use it.
And I'm giving it to you because I can only use protection scrolls as a fighter, so it's pointless for me.
Why can't you use it?
Is it invisibility 2nd or 3rd level?
2nd.
Oh, then I can't use it.
Yes,
People
there you
gladly
go.
take
Take it.
an extra 2nd level spell.
Might
Yeah,
come
now
in
you can
handy.
turn yourself or someone else invisible. I don't know how invisibility works in one.
If
It only
even if
works
he could
on
turn
himself.
himself invisible, that'd be great. Because he's very vulnerable otherwise.
Well, I think it only works on yourself. I think you have to have a globe of invisibility or something crappy like that to actually hit somebody else.
I'm one book away from looking if you want me to, but I won't look at it unless I'm given permission.
The next morning, Finch shows up. Sure enough, quietly skitters in, and you didn't even notice him come in there. He's amazingly stealthy. When he shows up, Mistress, speak. Mistress, speak. Come
That's our
speak
cue
with
guy.
Mistress. I take you.
Yeah, if we have everything loaded up, let's go. Do you want to leave anything here, or do you want to carry all of our gear with us?
And also, guys, I have to go in about an hour. I apologize. I have to. Yeah, I have some commitments, but I'm hoping to get to this next little encounter quickly. Anything you guys want to do while you're still here? Like, I'm assuming that we're all going to be ready to go. You cast a heal spell on Stefanos, correct?
Yes.
So you can roll for that.
He's down 7.
How bad is it?
He's down 7.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Cure Light Wounds will do the job. I rolled a 1.
All right, welcome to our team.
I'll do another one. A 3 this time.
Call it a day.
Shit. Is the heal just a straight up 1d8 or 1d10?
1
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2d10.
How many did you give me back, Brian?
4 points in total. So you're only down 3.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing better than I was. Now I might be able to take a hit without going down.
How many total hit points have you banked?
For paladins, do they have to do their lay on hands all at once?
Yeah, it's a one-shot deal.
Yeah, and first and second, it was you use it or you lose it kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there somebody else that was wounded?
Carl is down 12, but he's gonna tough it out.
Let me throw a Cure Serious on you. Might as well start out strong. We've got the time now to heal you. Better to heal you now than in combat later.
Indeed.
But
Your
someone
logic
else
is
might need it
immaculate.
more. He's got pretty good hit points.
I've still got 40 left.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I have lots of spells left, so I might as well get everybody strong now while we can.
I'll take it.
Now,
What the Cure Serious Wounds does is a 3d8.
I think it's 3 die, but I'll double check if you'd like.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
oh,
While the cleric's doing his thing, I'm just going to say like a quick prayer to my deity. I'm not sure who that is right now because of the character sheet and whatnot. Just a quick prayer. Bless us on our way. Make the travels safe for us.
and that's a good idea because you could ask Finch a few more questions, of course, and you realize that there's a few factions in the city, as I've hinted at already. You got the Bugbears, you got the Tasloi, you got apparently these mongrel men, a group that he or she belongs to, Finch. I'm gonna roll dice right now and see what get these pronouns correct. Okay, odd, it's female. No, it is odd. Okay, it's apparently a girl.
Could fluctuate depending on its mood.
Yeah, maybe it's what is it called again?
You got it.
Magnetite, or
So it's I don't know if you've got that text. It was 2d8 plus 1 for cure serious wounds.
Oh, it's 2d8 plus 1.
Yes.
Let me reroll.
now Finch seems really concerned that you guys are noisy and such.
13.
Flutters around
Thank you.
and wants to move quickly.
We can make as much haste as possible, but we may not be the quietest group, for sure.
Now that we've seen a Mongrel Man, is there any way that we could maybe find a way to disguise ourselves as Mongrel Men?
Ooh.
That would be pretty elaborate. It's pretty hard to pull off. Like, if you wanted to get by them, I'd say that'd be impossible. They would recognize.
But to hide ourselves from, say, the Yuan-Ti.
Well, that's possible. They tend to dress in like rags, and their clothing's very simple and patchy and sort of camouflagey. You notice that she can sit still and blend in into the environment.
If you can help us to acquire some robes or something to hide our obvious foreign looks, then that'd be hugely beneficial.
Yeah, it'll be a little tricky, but it's possible. Fairborn might grumble a bit about that.
No,
Beautiful armor.
it's what needs to be done for the mission.
Right.
I'll make sure I've got something with a hood on it, and I'll walk hunched down and even, have a pronounced limp.
Now, when she gets to this intersection here, she gets really tense and paranoid. And she points in this direction up here and is kind of scared, going, baddies, baddies. Very baddies.
Without having a real marching order or whatever, I just wanted to say that Carl does have his bow ready with an arrow knocked I'm not on aiming mode, but I have one ready to fire at anything.
You guys,
I'm afraid I still got nothing but a black square on my map for the D20.
Yeah, same here, really.
Yeah, that's not a big deal to me though. So don't take time on it.
Yeah.
If we're running short on time, let's just push through.
yeah,
I'm perfectly
well,
fine with theater.
hold on 1 minute. You guys should be able to see. Oh, you know what? Okay, boy, I feel dumb. Probably help if I had you guys on the right map.
That tends to help.
Okay, I've been moving you guys this whole time. You'll see that you've gone quite a ways from your original hideout. You've moved basically deep into the city. And she's incredibly cautious. Like, she's been leading you into back alleys and through buildings. She knows her way around these ruins, and she avoids the open avenues, you can tell. And it's daylight out now, but she's still being super cautious. And you've come all the way probably about almost a kilometer now across the town.
Is there any way that if you're going to be using that Roll20 map, can you leave a trail of like memory map just so I can get some sort of sense of placement? Is that too much trouble?
No, you know what I can do is one better. Let's just get rid of that. How's that?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it gives a sense of like where we've gone.
Yeah, so you've now realized the city's pretty vast. You've traveled and you can now see the other side of the volcano rim in bits and pieces through the mists and the trees and the ruins. And you're getting to the west end of the city, and she was incredibly paranoid through this section here. And she was looking left and right constantly and worried. She pointed when you went this area right here. She was incredibly cautious going past that. And she even goes so far as to go all the way over here and into this alley back here through this building. And she was heading up toward this side of the city, way over here. And you would have walked by the entrance to this place if she hadn't have went to it. It was so well crafted and hidden. This entire building block. Oh, wait a minute. Right here seems to be where they reside. Now I'm going to bring you to another map momentarily. But she tells you guys, wait outside. Give me 1 second.
The heck?
Now, the rubble here is pretty pronounced. The building's more or less collapsed, but you can tell that there's a method to the madness here. Something has cleverly covered up the entrance into this. Let me have a quick look here a minute. Yeah.
It's all black on the Roll20 side for me, anyways.
Yeah, me too.
Same here. I saw you point to something, but nothing there to speak of.
Sorry, guys, my bad. Let me adjust this. Why? So you guys can't see this map right now?
No,
Just a
I
little.
can see the highlight, but that's about it.
I'm not seeing nothing.
That's odd. Okay. Damn, I'm having trouble with Roll20 today.
Because just description's fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, this hidden entrance, you can see that she goes fluttering up into one of the pieces of the rubble, and she's talking with somebody that you don't see. That's hidden in the rubble so well that you don't even see him. You can hear this weird croaking voice, and it's not another bird. It's some other sort of mixture. This one seems to be sort of pig-like. Then you see suddenly there's about 4 or 5 of these mongrel men emerge from the ruins, like right around you guys. you didn't see them or hear them. They're so well camouflaged and blended. And they kind of come out cautiously with weapons out and whatnot, and they're looking at you. And these people look very strange. They're covered with various animal parts in random areas. They seem to be a mixture and complete jumble of various physical features, shared various animals and whatnot. They are true mongrel men, if you follow.
I can't help but get that picture that I think I remember from the Monster Manual 2, where it's like just wretched little thing with like a half a face of something and half a face of another. And
they're hunched over, and they some of them are dragging limbs and stuff because their mixtures just didn't work out. They're more deformed than practical, but they're all very good at being quiet and hidden. And they have rudimentary weapons. Some of them you see have blowguns, and they're ready to use them and whatnot. And there's one sort of spokes being who has his right arm is basically a pincer, some sort of like crayfish blend. He looks particularly nasty looking, and he's arguing with Finch. They're talking really fast. Carl, there seem to be Finch is saying that they need to see the chief. They need to see the chief about the battle. 2 days ago. These are the ones. Finch seems to be arguing with them, saying that you guys had fought a battle and beat the snake men. See the boss. See the chief.
If any of this needs to be kind of whispered, translated over to any of my fellows, if they don't get the gist of it as well, Carl will quickly just out of the side of his mouth say such.
No, and you guys, you following this along, and the one creature with its one good eye is kind of, the other one's all sort of pink-eyed out and wretched, and looks at you. See chief. And he kind of nods finally and takes your whole party into this twisting compound. You enter into the main courtyard area, and what I'll do is give you guys exactly what I can do. Share the screen.
I'm imagining that the smell is awful.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. So you guys can see that. You guys, you head into this large compound. You see there's a whole shitload of mongrel men in here. Probably at least 60 or 70 in this main commons area.
Wow.
And there's 4 large poles right there that have chains on them. Nobody's chained to them at the moment. Actually, maybe I should get rid of that.
Didn't we see chains at the beginning? No, we didn't. The Amazon. No. Fairburn was chained up. This is not the same.
Right.
Oh, I'll take it. Yeah.
One memento.
Lord, my eyes.
Sorry about that. You guys, okay, you can't see that anymore, right? All right.
Nope.
And my computer crashed a few hours ago, and I had to reset a whole bunch of stuff. And now the pitfalls are hitting me right now. I'm like, oh no, none of my things are ready. So I just have to get my information back. One moment. And this is the eye, right?
For what it's worth, it's kind of like refreshing. Like when you're doing a screen share like this, and then just moving sort of a party token quickly, it frees up a certain part of my mind. I can't quite explain how.
Right.
Like it's one less thing to focus on and one more thing to think about.
Yeah, and sometimes I go too far with Roll20. I realize that I'm going to just make changes to that, but because theater of mind works pretty good in most times. So you're brought into this intercommunal area where you see this place is full of mongrel men, like men, women, and children, and of various states of mixture and so on. And they're all chattering and looking at you guys and pointing and whatnot. And you guys are kind of escorted in through here, and Finch is with you, and you're brought toward the J. Thank you, sir. J5 here seems to be the they're leading you toward this building. Number 5, and there's a door on the bottom part. And when you get to there, now I can see roll 20's left me in the lurch here without my... Oh, guys, sorry, I'm having some really problems here with my computer. I'm going to have to go to hard copy here soon. When my computer crashed there, I had everything sorted out, but having some trouble. Not on my best form today.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. So you're poked and prodded, sort of, and everyone's leering and looking and kind of curious about these normals coming in here. This small section of the city is all that remains of the original human inhabitants, now reduced to cunning and ruthless mongrel men. To survive, they efficiently patrol the area. So you're taken to the leader's chamber, and there you're presented to the leader, and he is this rather massive-looking mongrel man, and it's got his description here. It's great. This bare and dirty room was once the first floor of an entire house. All the inside walls have been knocked out to make the leader's quarters. The leader, whose name resembles the sound of a leopard's coughing growl, lives here. And there's 4 large mongrel men, and the leader is very ugly, having human, ogre, frog, and dog-like features unpleasantly blended together. His arms, chest, and neck are covered by a cross hatch of scars. Only tufts of hair dot his head.
Right. Well, I definitely won't say anything about the architectural unsoundness of knocking away interior walls, but I'm sure he already knows the risks.
Okay, so you're presented to the leader and Finch and this other escort, and there the leader goes on to fill the room with this kind of mystic smoke, and they go into this chanting sort of solemn and epic, and it's told in a sing-song mixture of broken common and animal cries, and it's it goes on for quite a while. It's kind of it's ridiculously heroic in parts, while other parts are confused nonsense. You guys want to sit there and kind of listen to this story that this leader goes into?
Absolutely.
Yeah, be polite about it, yes.
We are guests here.
Okay, so and then he finally stops, and this other creature enters the room, and this one sort of stands out. This other creature is another mongrel woman. I'm not sure. This one's pretty ugly. But this one's covered in sort of seashells and weird, it's sort of some sort of shaman figure. I'm just trying to find where I put that one now. Oh my God. Oh, sorry guys. I might have to postpone till the next session, guys, because everything's gotten mixed up here. I got all my notes disappeared. They're gone. And
Have you got a hard copy of the module?
Yeah, I do here. And I'm just taking a look. And basically this shaman comes in and talks to the leader in a quick voice. And hold on, I'm going to have to look up the hard copy. Yeah. What a bad session, this one. Jeez. So the long and short of it is you guys are given a choice here, and they're arguing amongst each other, the shaman and the leader, and then the leader finally seems to bow his head, and then Finch tells you that you have a couple choices. You the leader finishes up its talk about, and it tells you this history of their people, in that they were basically had once been the inhabitants. They were remnants from this city that you got from the story, and that they had gotten into trouble.
I'll say.
There was something about some dark being that had suddenly come to the city. Somebody had unleashed a dark being. And then it gets into a bunch of rambling heroics and such and whatnot, and to the point where the current leader has the last chapter where he majestically rules this place. And then they get into an argument, and finally the leader goes, you have two choices. I say that we give you to the stake men, and they will be happy and reward us. But the shaman demands that you have trial by combat for this. If any of you wishes, you may fight me. There are certain rules to this match. And if not, you will be sacrificed to the snake men.
So we're their prisoners, and we got to fight our way into righteousness here?
Apparently. And you guys size up the place, and there's a chance, you guys could maybe carve your way out of here. You're pretty tough crew.
We don't try to have it here. Would be an ideal champion for us.
Yeah, he's like, I'm your man.
That guy.
Okay, the rules are simple, and I have a whole chart here of stuff, how this works. There's no spell casting, no help from others, no rest breaks, and no armor or weapons. And the last rule is you fight to the death.
No armor or weapons against that guy?
Yeah, it's a wrestling and fighting match.
Are we allowed to make a sacrificial, like a blessing upon him before he goes into combat?
No spell casting.
You can do it secretly.
I think that
you know what, Mr. Fairburn can handle
the
it.
shaman's watching you guys closely.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it with somebody trying to help me out with the spell.
I would say Fairburn can handle it without the spells.
Now it has.
I'll tell you what. If he goes down, the rest of us are going to fight our way out of here, though.
Now, outside of the box here, the way this works is you're going to actually fight hand to hand here, and you're going to make your normal attacks without any magic weapons, but you get your strength bonus, of course, and you just swing. And the damage result is there's a table here of things you can do, and if you decide to fight fair or dirty, if you decide to fight dirty, now you're paladin, right? So
yeah, so don't even think about it.
Yeah, because it's effective, but if you fight dirty, you have a -4 penalization, and this guy doesn't. He has a -2 penalty, and if you fight fair, it's just a regular 2-hit roll. And 25% of damage is real, and 75% is temporary, causing unconsciousness. And everybody seems pretty excited about this, and the whole village is gathering here. There's probably at least 100 of these suckers, all standing around hooting and hollering and cheering, and they're forming a circle out in the compound.
Question: is dead?
Well, if you win, you're the new chief. So Fairborn, if you win, you'll kind of rule these people.
If I thought I could do this, I would so go for this.
If our champion goes down, it's over, which means that the prohibition against magic is done right then. Because we're going to have to get him out of here, and we're going to have to get ourselves out of here.
Okay, real quick, somebody remind me what my to-hit bonus is and damage bonus is without the sword.
What's your strength?
1896.
Okay, suddenly one end of the on this group kind of goes quiet, and
+2, +5.
And the crowd sort of parts on the one end a bit, and some people go quiet and scurry to the side, and you hear a whacking of like a stick hitting, and there's a figure comes striding forward, and it's smacking the switch around, beating off these mongrel men, and to your utter amazement, it's a female elf. And she's dressed, kind of looks like Princess Leia dressed up in this sort of skimpy outfit. And she is so incongruent with all those around her. And she comes striding forward and then haughtily comes to a stop outside the ring, and all the mongrel men seem to be kind of groveling around her and getting out of her way. And she gives them a quick glare before quickly straightening her hair and standing upright with her shoulders back. And you can see she's quite striking. And it's a full-blown female elven maiden, and seems to be running the show here somewhat. These mongrel men are terrified of her, and they just scurry out of her way. And she comes forward and looks at you.
I'm taking off my armor, going, and I'm talking to my friend's very, very hushed voice. That doesn't look like the chieftain.
And you notice the Finch had come with her. She had disappeared and come back, bringing the mistress.
Do you think that no spellcasting in the combat involves no spellcasting in the area of the combat? Or just the combat itself?
Well, I'm pretty sure
rhetorical
they don't.
Question. It's a rhetorical question.
I mean,
the Dungeon Master.
it's split hairs, but
no. Do you see what I mean? If fellows,
but she strides forward and goes, "Who are these people?" And she's looking at Finch and staring at you. Ah, humans and a dwarf, half elf. She has this melodic voice, kind of comes over, and she's carrying this intricate rod in one hand. She's got a cloak on that's kind of hung back over her shoulders. She threw back, but not, and a nice dagger on her strapped to her leg. And then she settles back to watch the combat, because you guys are now been pushed into the inner circle and you're circling. So everyone's sort of cheering again, but they're giving this woman some space, and she's eyeballing you guys across the circle. Seems quite curiously and a bit haughty even. Anybody want to try anything, do anything?
Absolutely not.
You're just stretching out, ready for the fight.
Right. So
we win the fight, we got questions for him, but until then, nothing.
They expect you guys to start scrapping, I guess, any minute. So I'm just rolling to see here. So your strength is 1896. So that's +2 to hit, right?
+2 to hit, +5 to damage if.
Correct.
Ian
right.
told me. No.
So your options are sort of things like you can headbutt, you can try to throw him, you can try a bear hug, you can punch, you can go do a headlock, which if you succeed will do a certain amount of damage every round. You can do elbow smashes and kicks. So you just it actually wants you to describe what you want to do, because this guy fights kind of dirty, and he comes running in. And roll initiative between you two.
I rolled a 1.
So right off the get-go, he throws, or actually I'm going to roll to see which move he does here. It's got a little list. Oh, wow. He comes in for a bite. What's your AC? Minus your armor. So you get your dex bonus.
I have no dex bonus.
So he comes in with a bite, and he's a big guy. He has 5 hit dice. Yikes.
He probably does a lot more damage with his fists, too.
So he needs to get basically a 6 to hit you.
Don't forget that Fairburn has that magical paladin aura, so his AC drops by another point.
Oh, he almost missed. You take, so you have to keep track of 1/4 of this is real damage and 3/4 is subdual damage. So he bites you viciously for 4 points damage. And so 1 permanent or 1 real. Let me have a quick look here. Now you can counterattack. Now he bites you. 4 points. I got to keep track of his hit points here a minute.
All right. So he came in for a bite. So, did he grab me at all, or?
Nope, he just came in for a vicious snap.
Okay. Well, while his head's so close, I'm going to grab the back of his neck, pull his head forward as I headbutt him.
Nice. So that's a headbutt. Yeah, that is an action you can do. And that actually does a lot of damage. After he bit you, you headbutt him. If you hit, it does 10 points damage. It's one of the most heavy ones.
And that's with my damage bonus, or?
No, you get your strength. Oh, actually, it doesn't give you... It's a weird table here. I should send it to you guys. You only get strength bonuses for certain moves. Headbutt, you don't get your strength bonus. Things like a bear hug or a punch or an elbow smash would get a strength bonus. Yeah, it's a bit odd. But if you swing away anyway, he has armor class 4, actually.
Okay.
So you're going to need...
15. I'm looking at this chart.
No, 12. You need a 12. Plus you get your +2 to hit. So you need a 10 or better to hit him.
Oh, okay. That's nice. 19.
And that you do 10 points damage as you smash your head into his nose and break in his nose. And he stumbles back like, ouch. Okay, roll initiative.
6.
Wow, and you totally get the first attack. Now you want to follow up your headbutt with something.
Yeah, I still got my left hand on the back of his neck. So now I'm just going to go in straight and punch him in the nose again.
Punch him?
Right in the nose.
Okay, so this one you do get a strength bonus if you hit on the damage. So go ahead with your +2 attack. You need to get...
I got a total of 21.
Well, did you roll nat 20?
No, I rolled a nat 19.
Oh, yeah. So that punch delivers 8 points damage plus your strength bonus, which was 5?
Yes.
Holy cow, this guy... Ouch. It's not looking good. The crowd's gone pretty quiet. They're all just like, whoa, as you seem to have this under control. Now, in desperation...
I'm going to try and keep my left hand there on the back of his neck.
He does move number 5.
Kicking the fucking teeth.
Oh, he goes right at you, and in desperation, he goes for what's called a face smash. And it's a dirty move.
He's going to beat your fist with his face so hard.
Apparently. I'm like, really? Face smash, okay. That does hit for 12 points damage. That one's one of the highest on the chart. A face smash, it's called. And he dirty. I'm not sure what that means. Face smash. Does he smash? I'm not even quite sure what that means. But he does 12 points, 3 which are real, and 8 or 9, I should say, which are temporary. So you felt that one. You're like, whoa. Now roll initiative again next round. And you guys are watching this. Do you guys want to do anything while this is happening?
Cheer me on.
So I rolled a 6 that time.
Looking intently with my knuckles getting white on the pommel of my falchion, which is sheathed, of course.
Now his face is a bloody mess. Like that headbutt and punch did a lot of damage. Like he's in desperation, he's gonna stick on the dirty table and he kicks you in the groin. Or tries to.
Blinded by the blood in his eyes?
Oh, he missed. He took a kick at you and whiffed. He only has to get a frigging... What does he have to get again? He needs to get a 8. He got a 6.
Oh.
Okay, so he goes to kick you and misses.
Do I still have my left hand on the back of his neck?
No, you've broken away. If you punched him, he reeled back trying to kick you, and you're both circling again. But it's your move. He missed.
I'm going to return the kick. I'm just going to do a straight up, side kick right there to his sternum.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll consider that an elbow smash. So if you hit, you get your strength bonus, 6 points plus strength. So roll, you have to get, what was it, 10?
And I got a 14.
So that does another 6 points plus your strength bonus is 5.
It's 11 total. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, he is tottering. In fact, he's swaying, and one last desperate move, he tries to strangle you. He goes right at you, and this could be and this is in italics, which means that it indicates a hold. That if you don't break it, it will do automatic damage every round. So he goes in full on strangle mode, doing 6 points damage if he hits. Actually, I have to roll. That is a hit. So he does 6 points damage, and he's strangling you. Like he's just, and you have to break that hold. And you can still punch him or kick him or whatever, but he's still strangling you if you don't end up finishing him. Now he's really hurting. His face is a mess. Yeah, not looking good. So roll initiative.
Got a 5.
So you're first. You can try break the or do whatever you want.
What kind of hold does he have on me?
Just a two-handed Homer Simpson strangle mode.
Okay. Joe. All right. If he's just sitting there like that strangling me, then I'm literally just going to come around with a roundhouse, pop him in the ear.
Okay. Roll your attack. He's pretty well finished if you connect here. He's really teetering.
17.
And that actually puts him down. Like he's knocked unconscious completely.
And I'm expected to kill him.
No, you see about 15 mongrel men jump on him and pound him into a bloody pulp.
Looks like he wasn't very well liked.
And then they all turn and bow to you.
Cool. Carl's going to stand up.
Now the girl comes sauntering over to you, Fairburn.
Okay. I'll wait for her move, see what she's got going on.
Yeah, she saunters up, and she seems to be kind of giving you this coy look, and she looks outside of her face at you, and she's pretty attractive. She goes, "So, you're the new chieftain, are you? I'm the mistress. My name is Aratheus, and you're my hero." She gives you a wink.
I kind of bow my head and introduce myself. I am Fairborn. Or Fairburn, I'm sorry. I don't know how that was supposed to be pronounced.
I appreciate you rescuing me. Now.
Mhm.
What? She kind of goes?
She's so full of shit.
Yeah, she kind of goes, "What? Yes, of course you rescued me. You've taken me away from this stinky place." She looks around at the mongrelmen. It's been too long.
I'm going to approach and ask her, I'll introduce myself briefly. I'm Daniel. I've come here seeking my... Her name is Terlin. She is a human like me. Have you seen her or heard of her?
What was her name?
Terlin. She may go by Tara.
I know some things. The locals are restless. Let's go to my place and talk, shall we?
If my
Now
friends
you're gonna have to go with them for now. She goes up to Fairborn and kind of caresses his chin with her hand. You're their new chieftain. I'm not sure if they'll let you go. But we're being rude. They're preparing a feast for their new chief. There's going to be some festivities tonight. And I also, Finch here tells me that you fought the snake men and won? She kind of gives with this incredulous look at you guys, like kind of, but she's eyeballing Fairborn as he's putting on his armor again and stuff, and she's starting to realize that you guys are fairly veteran and you've survived this long in the city. And you don't know her story, so I'll let you guys. They're starting this large feast. They're gonna honor their new chieftain. Apparently, you're not sure what they're cooking up, but it looks rather scary. They break out some rudimentary instruments and whatnot and start playing some music, and they're going to have a little bit of a party. They got a new chief, and hopefully he's a generous chief. And
between Daniel and Fairborn, if you guys have the best chance of getting any information that's accurate out of this woman at all. You've got the highest charismas, and you've got more diplomatic tact than anyone else in the group.
If I talk to her, we're getting in trouble. Because I'm not going to be trading her well.
Yeah.
She is an elf. I'm a dwarf.
Maybe
I'm actually just glaring at her openly.
The remainder of us can maybe just mingle and try to get whatever we can just from the general environment. You know what I mean? Like the group, the mongrel men themselves, and just kind of at least our charisma is not going to do us too bad in a group of mongrel men, right?
Right. And you don't know her story, but you're not sure what she's doing here, but you may find out.
Chance to...
So the feast begins, and you guys are brought into the main number 5 here area, which is now your new area, Fairborn. You're given the position of honor kind of up on this raised dais in this crude sort of throne. And they seem to be treating you like their chief, and they're bringing you all sorts of platters of food.
If they try to push me towards a throne, I am not sitting down. I will stand.
Oh, they seem to want you to sit down. They seem to want to fet you and feed you and whatnot. And there's, of course, some what appear to be female mongrel women that are eyeballing you rather voluptuously.
Even the elf isn't turning my head. I'm sitting here going, "This is all wrong."
He goes, "But you beat the chief. It's their law. You become their new chieftain, and they're very nostalgic." And she gives a little chuckle. "Welcome to my world." She gives a little laugh.
She earned her place in the tribe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna make sure that if she's dragging me off to the side, that I have one of my friends right there at my side as quote unquote an advisor.
Right.
That'd be
Daniel.
Okay.
So you guys now, if you don't want to sit, you stand. They seem a bit puzzled, but they still bring platters of food out, and they're handing around these gourds of foul tasting some sort of alcoholic beverage, fermented something. And they seem to want to kind of...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they seem to want to feast and have a good time. Now, you guys sit on the floor, and you're basically served, and the Aretheus sits close to you guys and goes, "What brings you to the Forbidden City? And then how do we escape from this place? Do you have a plan? Did you defeat all the Yanti?"
You know, lady, you're full of a lot of questions here, and we haven't been able to throw a few of our own, have we?
Well.
What brings you to the Forbidden City?
Typical tricksy elf.
You can see she's blushing a little bit now, seems embarrassed a bit, and
no,
please be honest and answer my friends.
She's like, my friends and us came here a while ago. And they're all dead. The Yanti took them and sacrificed them to their bloody god. I've found these mongrel men, and they gave me refuge. I kind of had to teach them a few lessons to begin with. But now they respect me and gave me part of their home as their hold and feed me, and I've been waiting for my hero to come back and rescue me.
I'm going to look around for Finch.
Yeah, where is Finch?
Is she fluttering about?
Yeah, Finch is around.
I'll kind of friendly, gesture for him to come over, or her to come over. Sorry.
All right. And yeah, Finch comes forward, kind of, "Yes, Chief. You Chief now."
And I know we only have that rapport. I can't understand everything that she says.
You save us? You save us. You kill snake men. Free us.
Why didn't you warn us that we might be put in this position?
He seems a bit confused, but he's like, "No, you chief." He seems very happy. You chief, hero.
I understand this. I do. But you didn't want to warn us that I was going to have to fight someone to the death?
And it seems that he shrugs, or she shrugs, and somewhat it seems like it's a normal thing. She seems surprised that you're surprised. She's like, "That it's normal. It's you, new chief. It's almost might happen once in a while here, more often than not."
Yeah. Well, I'll look at Daniel and do we share another language besides Common? Because I don't have any languages written down.
Oh,
That depends.
Alignment tongue.
Yeah, that depends. We do share an alignment tongue, but I don't know if that actually applies because I don't know if you worship the same deity that I do or not yet.
You both speak lawful good, and I can almost guarantee nobody else in this room does.
yeah. You doubt the elf is lawful good. You're not sure if she's evil or not.
You could find out. He is a paladin.
She seems. Yeah, actually, you sense no evil coming from.
What about from anywhere in this room? Actually, that would be a good start, wouldn't it?
That is a good start. Yeah, now that you've had a bit of moment to. I don't think these mongrel men are evil, actually.
What is he wanted to say to me in alignment tongue?
Yeah, the mongrel men themselves, you sense no evil from these people.
Right, they're mostly probably neutral.
Yeah.
But I'll say to Daniel in alignment tongue, if you don't mind, see if you can find out some of the information we came here to find out, but don't stay or don't get too far away from me. I might need your help.
I'm going to stick by your side for the time being. It seems to me that if in your place where your advancement only comes at the death of the current leader, that puts you as a primary target right now. So
yeah, the next upstart. You're big though, there doesn't appear to be any bigger Mongol men than the chieftain was at the moment. Obviously, he was the toughest, and you defeated him. And there doesn't appear to be any challengers, or they all seem to be totally accepting you as the chief at the moment. But things could change. Now,
I'll give out a nice roar and say, "Thank you for the feast. Please enjoy yourselves." And then I'll.
And you guys are given a bit of a moment to yourself somewhat. They still keep bugging you for food and whatnot, bringing you things, and I don't know, they want to mate with you and feast you and whatever. But you're sitting down now and talking with Ertheus and Finch is there, and
I'm just not sitting on that throne.
Yeah, and that puzzles them. It troubles them. That's the proper place for the chief. So. They disperse and about half the crowd leaves, and you guys are given a bit of privacy in a sense that you can talk with yourselves, and Artheus is still there. And she says, "So what you guys, I don't know what you choose to tell her. It's a bit strange situation." She says that she claims to have come here with a party, and the rest have been killed by the snake men.
Can I make a roll to see if she's being truthful about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can try a wisdom check.
It's actually the third time we've heard this story, so...
Yeah. You give this a roll.
Yeah, this is the third person that's had a party wiped out.
That's why I'm trying to be curious here. My wisdom's 14, and I rolled a 9.
She seems quite genuine. Her personality-wise, she seems quite haughty and perhaps even arrogant, but
she's an elf.
There's a desperation to her, you can tell. Like, she wants to get out of here. She's actually she says she's been trapped, and she's tried a few times to escape the city.
Yeah, Carl, being a little less of an idealist, wants to remind our companions here that we don't need to infer that her desperation is because she wants to get out of here. Could be any number of reasons why she's desperate. She could,
Exactly.
So let's not make any guesses here. She could be masking a whole lot from us. For all I know, that she's one of the Yanti who's polymorphed herself into something else just to act as a spy.
An elf wouldn't be the best shape to be a spy in this area, but
No, but
She might not have looked like an elf 20 minutes ago. We don't know
you
that.
don't sense evil on her.
Well, we might not because, I don't sense a whole lot of good in her either.
No, not particular. She seems to be used to getting her way and whatnot.
Okay,
And
well, that's going to stop right about now.
she has an aura of power around her too, like, and that.
Which is what's so suspect.
Yeah.
And if they treat her with this kind of reverence where they want to keep away from her, that's really making me a little bit nervous.
Right, like she's got a little more pull.
I can make that disappear pretty quick. I'm not too worried about her so long as I can get the drop if it comes to that. That would put a serious crimp in her day.
Yeah.
But she also, it appears that she's trying her best to kind of convince you guys to take her along. Like she's sort of like, so can
what makes her think that we're going anywhere?
Then she kind of queries, yeah, what are you doing in the city?
Now we can start at the beginning, huh? Good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look like the type that wants to move in, huh?
She's like, I'm fed up with this place. I need to get out of here. You guys will not want to stay here either. Those Yanti will come back. They'll bring their bugbears.
I'll let my friend speak as far as what he thinks should be said. Mostly so you guys don't have to tell me all the reasons and it can just go for straight role play. I know we're looking for 2 people, but I don't know if we want to mention that.
Well, let's assume that we're all in the room together with her, right? And a few mongrel men in and out darting.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we have. I'm going to guess that we're all equally able to throw audience. It's like it's informal, and technically you're the chief right now, so you call the shots as far as like how formal the audience is.
Yeah, I'm making it very informal right now. Just me, my friends, and this strange woman.
Right, and Finch is there.
Right, Finch can be there. That's cool.
And Finch seems to have some sort of impression that you guys are some heroes that come here and are gonna free the mongrel men and destroy the snake people. But then Aretheus mentions something else too and says, so you don't know who Heron is, do you? She says it very cautiously, like she's not sure. You're not sure who. It's the first time you've heard this name.
Look, we don't know anything. We don't know anything at all. We don't know anything about these mongrel men. We don't know anything about you. And we don't know anything about the Yanti. We don't know why our friend now is being treated like a chieftain. We don't know why we were led here basically to die, and we don't know how we're going to get the hell out of here. So maybe you should start telling us what you know.
She mutters, I think I'm believing you.
You think?
Horan is a magic user. He lives in the south part of the city. He's powerful. Very powerful.
All right, getting back to Terralyn. Does she know where Terra is or not?
I might, she says slowly. But I'm worried. How do you know this Terra?
Let us worry about that, please. Just could you answer my friend's question?
She gives you a real quick, kind of nasty death look, but then quickly smiles again. Of course.
Thank you.
Make a charisma check. Make a charisma check, Brian.
Oh.
1 second. What is my charisma? 16 on a d20?
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
Good boy.
So she's kind of, you see her, she swallows and then she goes, Horan has a mistress. His friend and I'm not sure, perhaps a what do you call it? Lost for words here. She's like the protege.
Yes.
Yeah, so Horan is this powerful mage, and he's the master of this city. The Yanti listen to him. They work together. And they rule the city. He has a compound to the south. And there's a brunette. And you see this bitter look come over her face. That lives with him. He's got various guardians and a fortified compound. And he probably knows you guys are in the city. Perhaps not.
Yeah, this elf is like, talking in circles here.
Well, you can tell she's reluctant to trust you guys a lot, obviously. She's
going to have to wise up real quick about that. And Carl will say that out loud if he has to. You're going to have to wise up real quick about that, lady, because at the very least, you're talking to a new chieftain here, so we're going to be running the shop for the next 24 hours at least. Here, you're going to have to help us, okay? Because we don't want to be here any more than you do, I think. But we can't trust you further than we can throw you right now, and everything about this place seems real fishy.
She gives you guys an intense look again, and fine. What else do you wish to know? I've been truthful. Who is this? You must ask. Who is this woman you seek?
Do I have an image of her that I can show, like a small picture or painting?
Well, she looks. Now she's been quite reluctant, but she goes. She looks like you, but her name was not Tara.
What name is she using?
The name she uses is. One moment, quickly find it. Cuerno.
And she has her face is similar to mine, and she has brown hair.
I'm gonna kill you, dog. This book is $100 book.
Yep.
Well, that's the best lead I've had in weeks. We need to get to that compound to the south, as far as I'm concerned. That's my primary goal.
Does the name Cuerno strike a chord with you at all?
Not at all.
It means nothing?
Nothing that I'm aware of, no.
All right. And you'll note out of character here that, of course, I mean, you know Carl, but he's not the most tact. He likes to get straight to the point, and he doesn't like people who beat around the bush. So he's not being threatening. That's what I wanted to say. He's not like pointing a weapon or like.
Right.
But his general disposition may appear to be that way.
It's an intense situation, and there's a lot of information still.
Well, the thing is that now we're much deeper into this place than we need to. Carl's thinking immediately on the way of like, how the hell are we going to get out of here, right? Because he knows that he's going to be right at the vanguard for trying to pull us out of here.
I think the way out of here would be a lot easier. And this is me pulling my friends aside for a quick second.
Yeah, she speaks up again. She goes, fair enough, after you put her on the spot. I will tell you what you wish. Ask me any question, I will tell you, but that's my story. I've been living with these mongrel men now for about, 6 months, I think it is. And I hate it. She says, I just hate it. They stink. And they're repulsive.
Well, we've come all this way to find...
Bah, elves and their sensitive noses.
We've come all this way to find his sister. We have to keep doing that. But
she's your sister?
About getting out.
Whoa!
I knew it.
Who spilled that?
Aha! So you work with them? Are you spies? What's going on here?
We're not
She,
spies.
my sister went missing a few months ago.
Ah. Well, I'm afraid your sister...
Low charisma strikes again.
Woo!
Yeah, she says, I'm afraid you may not want to meet your sister again.
That's his decision.
Okay.
She's in
I-
Horan's bed. And he is a nasty
That doesn't
character.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I've got to find her, and I'm going to either bring her home or deal with her in some way because.
Well, then you are dead men. Horan is a powerful mage.
When she says that we're dead men, Carl smiles, notably by everybody in the room, and he nods in assertion. Yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are.
We must escape the city. Horan is too powerful. He's a powerful mage. Are you not listening? We must escape this city and get out of here.
How come you haven't left already, woman?
I tried. I told you.
Yeah? How did that work out for you?
Not well, she says
How
haughtily.
did you try? Where do we get out of here? Where's the quickest way out?
I know that there is a large tree that is in the southern part of the city and which reaches the lip of the volcano, but is ruled by the Tasloi. I also know the main entrance is heavily guarded, and I can't go that way. I'm wondering how you got into the city. How could you get by the defenses? I searched around.
Pretty sure we went through a main entrance.
No, we fought our way through the well-guarded back entrance.
She goes,
My God, this is
so it is true. You have killed some of the snake folk.
They're not
Everyone-
immortal.
We've killed every snake person who has not fled from us.
And she gives you guys another praising look. It's like, well, so your sister, why do you want to help her now? As she's turned, she's on the dark side.
She is still his blood.
You know they're slavers.
That is what I feared. It is part of the reason that I've come. She will return with me, or she will die here.
Ah, that's language I understand. I see.
I thought she might. It all depends on the level of guilt we find when we find out what she's been up to. Prisoner, that's one thing, but if she's involved with slaving, that will not stand.
The snake men have a temple in the southwestern part of the city. That's where they perform their dark rituals. There are only a few of them, though. I think perhaps maybe half dozen at the most. And you say you've slain how many? 2?
A few.
At least 4.
If you're telling the truth, boy, you've stung them badly. I wonder what Heron's going to do.
And I'm looking at her. Please stop inferring that any of my friends speak non-truth.
And she's again gives you a kind of haughty look again. I apologize, fair knight.
Lies are for elves.
There is something about this woman that I just don't dig. Check it out. She keeps on assuming that we're lying, but the only person who is being untruthful, like she's been around these mongrel men. These mongrel men don't lie. They're pretty straightforward, aren't they? They might be a little primitive, a little ignorant, but they're pretty clean cut.
Right.
This is her and her alone. You know what? We need a conference, guys.
And then she seems right away scared a bit. She goes, No, I'm sorry. Please, I've just been here so long all alone with these mongrel men.
Well,
She
then
seems
you can
quite
make-
contrite all of a sudden.
6 months
And-
ain't that long. That's what I'm thinking.
I'll look at her and go, well, then a few more minutes definitely will not hurt you. I will speak to my friends.
Fine. And she kind of
Watch your tone, woman.
she's kind of bows her head and acquiesces and sits back. I will be back shortly with some beverages.
Thank
And
you.
she swivels away. And you seem to have put her in her spot there. She's not used to being talked back to, but she knows she needs you more than you need her.
I'm the chieftain.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't ask for this position, man.
Yeah. She's got to get over that, you know?
Yep.
All right. Once the door is secure, you know, I'm gonna look around the room. Is there a place somebody can hide or listen in? Are there any, you know, eavesdrop holes or anything?
You secure the area and make sure, that you guys can speak lowly. No one should be able to hear you unless they have magical means or something. But as far as you can tell, it's cleared out. There are mongrel men around. They're not all leaving the building. There's some sitting around, kind of watching you curiously, and they're still kind of eating and drinking.
Okay, well, if they're in this side room with us, I will turn to them and say, please, friends, can you give me a few minutes to speak to my comrades?
Okay, make your charisma roll. You got good charisma, so.
I rolled an 11.
So they give you some space. They move to the other side of the room, and you guys have some privacy.
And in hushed tones, once we get everybody together, this is the worst position I could possibly be in right now. So please speak freely, all of you.
I don't trust her farther than I can throw her. Well, actually, I trust her less than I can throw her.
I don't either, and I'm sure I could throw her through one of these walls.
The problem is she's had Carl looks twice around his shoulders.
Yeah.
Smells like a spy.
Indeed.
There's something really, really wrong here. We're going to have to keep our eye on her, but we have to make sure that she doesn't get us into more trouble than we can handle.
I am sick of her speaking in circles.
I'm sick of her speaking in circles too, sir.
Yeah, no, I laugh too
Dig.
a little bit. You know, I'm like, I completely understand. You know, that thought did not fail to enter mine.
Why don't we see if what these mongrels feel about her? You know, I mean, she's got them kind of like wrapped around her finger or something.
Yeah. So you guys hang back just a minute. You know, kind of think amongst yourselves, and I'll stand up and I'll walk over to those mongrel men.
You're their chief, not hers.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, meanwhile, we can maybe we shouldn't talk anymore about getting out of here at all, though, but see what this lady tries to pronounce on her own. You know what I mean? Like, if she's got an agenda, let her reveal her. Say, we'll give her enough rope, she'll hang herself. If she's really on our side, then she's going to step down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your own self-interest, just the same as the mongrel men are. So what we need to do is, I think, we'll take what they can give. But right now, the best information I have says I need to go investigate that compound to the south and see if that's my sister.
We just got to make sure that until we know what she's about, that she doesn't. If we need an element of surprise, she could break that element of surprise for us. Yeah. So somehow we're gonna have to.
So we don't
right, but we don't leave her here either, right?
That's one of the reasons I wanted to go and speak to the mongrel men that are still here.
Hey, she does look like Princess Leia. Okay, yeah. We'll see what if Fairborn goes in and maybe tries to get a little info for that. We'll.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who is that picture of? The girl we've been talking to?
Yep.
Okay, that picture is. Now, are we gonna run with the concept that that's one of the images I saw in my dream?
Yeah, but I actually rolled some dice and the plot changed. Sorry, Brian.
Hey, you played DayZ.
Oh. Hey, yeah, Daisies. I haven't played that for a long time. Sorry. Anyway,
300 hours on that game.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, that was my brother at the door and his wife. I have to go and help him get some stuff out of his truck. I have to go to his farm a minute, so I'm going to be gone for a while. We'll stop the session now.
Right. Yeah. At least it's a